Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dragon Mount. I am Crystal, and as you can see, I have my bearded friend back with me from his world travels. How you
Yes.
doing, Tom?
Oh, I'm fantastic, as you can hear.
You have that husky, sexy TV voice going on right now.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it was purposeful just for that, just so I can, make a nice impact on when I came back. It's not con slash France, Scotland, London, Prague crud. Totally not.
Airplane
Oh
crud.
yeah. 5 airports in 4 countries and no, 7 airports because we went to Boston and JFK on the way back.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. I mean, you're
Anyway,
kind of lucky you're upright at this point.
it's true. I was not yesterday. I will say that. I was not upright yesterday. Thank you,
Well, I
Glenn.
missed you. I'm glad you're back. Hey,
Thanks.
Glenn.
I missed you and I missed all of the Wheel of Time people and all of my friends. It was weird not seeing comments from Noman Garden. Like I'm so
And
used to seeing Noman Garden's nonsense come up in chat and Arosa and everybody, and it's been like
there was no one to fact check you. Like, how did that work when you were just out in the world?
I know, right? No one fact checked me at MalkirCon. That was weird. It was weird. They did have a lot of the United States Watt folks there, but it's just not the same without our encyclopedia.
Facts.
Oh my God! Look at my face. I look like poop. My face is all red. I have a fever, but I love you guys, and I wanted to be here. But
I agree, Glenn.
I feel like I'd be a better person if Noman Garden just commented on my life all day long. But I know what's gonna make me feel better. I know exactly what's gonna make me feel better. It's getting to see this lovely human being who is sitting backstage waiting for us.
Look, here comes an awesome guest.
Yay!
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Always. You know what it was? I just didn't get to see enough of your face when we were traveling, so I had to bring you back this week too, because it's like I'm having Ali and Gus withdrawal. So it's
Aw.
just I needed you guys.
Oh my gosh, we had so much fun, didn't we?
I know we did. Oh my God, hold on. Erin just sent me a picture. There we go. Yay!
Yay! Look how cute we are together.
That is the view from like a 7 or 8 minute walk from our hotel in Prague, by the way.
Wow.
Oh
Prague is a lovely city. I will say, out of all of the cities that we visited in this trip, I don't know if anyone paid attention to the Dragon Mount socials while we were away. Erin was posting like our tour updates as we went around all over Europe. Prague was it was the city I felt most out of place in, I would say, mainly because the language is so far off from anything I've ever been like immersed in. You know what I mean? Like I know a little bit of Italian, like I know words. Like I can't speak Italian at all, but like I know words like enough to where if like I hear someone speaking Spanish, even almost I can understand it. And Italian,
It sounds familiar.
yeah, and I could see French and like Latin-based Romance languages, but Czech is so far from that I was like I felt so out of place. It was so weird, but it was a beautiful city. How did you guys survive? You guys lived there for how long did you guys live there?
A few months in 6 years ago.
Wow.
I mean, honestly, the thing about Prague is most people speak reasonable amounts of English. So like you can kind of get by pretty okay. And we learned some Czech pretty fast too. Like when you're immersed in it and you live in it, like it's overwhelming at first for sure. But after a certain amount of time, you start to kind of like pick up phrases and pick up little things. So after a while, we started to feel like we were kind of getting some of the language. Of course, it's all gone now because it's been 6 years. It started to come back a little bit while I was there, just like phrases and words and stuff like that. But it was still pretty rudimentary. But like, if I met someone who spoke rudimentary English and I spoke rudimentary Czech, we could get through a conversation okay, enough time that like we were able to solve whatever problem it was I had or they had. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you live somewhere, it becomes a lot easier to pick up the language, just because you're there and you hear it all the time.
So when you were there, you were in the Prague Shakespeare Company with Guy Roberts himself.
Yes, me and Gus.
Oh, and yes, you and Gus.
Mm-hmm.
Because
for those uninitiated.
Yes.
So are you like who's more are you more comfortable on stage? Is he more comfortable on stage? Like if you had a rate him? Okay.
Oh, definitely him. I mean, so he's an actor and that's what he does. And that is awesome. One of the, like, if you want to see Gus on TV, he's on an episode of Chicago PD.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can see Gus there. He's largely a theater actor, so you don't necessarily get to see a lot of his stuff, but he's transitioned the last bit of couple years into TV and film stuff. That's probably his biggest thing he's booked. But he's a really good performer, very natural, really awesome. And he played Benedict in There Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
He was fantastic. And I am primarily a screenwriter, and there's a reason for that. Not because I'm not a decent actress, but more because I really like that you don't know what writers look like. I really like that element of it. 'Cause I'm like, your best thing as an actor is still people then recognize like, if you really explode as an actor, people recognize your face. And I find that scary. I like it for the Wheel of Time fandom because it's a like group of a couple thousand people, like the fandom that engages the most often. It's like a couple thousand people, give or take, who I see at cons. And a very fun experience for like a weekend, right? And I love it, and it's amazing. I can't imagine going outside my house
like Ben Affleck or
coach me all the time. Like that to me sounds awful. So and I get really bad stage fright sometimes. Like I can get through it and I can do it, but like I am a mess before and after acting in a way that Gus is like chill as a cucumber. I get really nervous. So, and I'm not great at memorizing lines. That's another thing about me.
That's what I was saying. I was literally just about to ask. I was about to ask you, is it more the trying to stick to the script and doing the performance and like you're so focused on that you get so like you kind of go on like it's like a ball rolling down a hill that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, where like I've seen you like in front of panels and stuff and you're fine, like you could do that, but that's because there's no script.
I'm fine during. I'm a mess before and after. Like I've said, I'm a mess before and after I perform at anything. Like before even streaming, I'm like nervous as heck. I get very nervous, and like it's fine because I'm good at pushing through it, and like I can do that because the adrenaline hits and then I'm good. But yeah, before and after I do any kind of thing that feels like a performance, it's like very nerve-wracking for me. But and I was in there, Two Gentlemen of Verona, which was fun, and we didn't have roles. That was a like more experimental production. So like we didn't have roles. We each, when the mood struck us, took over a role.
That's awesome.
So we like hand each other our roles throughout the show, which was
that's fun.
Really interesting. So we were like an ensemble cast who were like, passing each other the roles and stuff. So that was a really interesting, very different thing from what Gus was doing, which was fun. It was fun to be in. We were in different shows, and that was very cool. But yeah, I like to act. I think that he is better at it because he is just better at memorizing, better at auditioning, and chiller about it. Whereas I get very nervous. Versus writing, which is so different for me because it's like it's not your. And I know people who are the exact opposite, where they're like acting isn't as big of a deal for them, but writing feels like really nerve wracking. Writing,
I'm the
it's
same
like,
exact way.
yeah, for me, writing, it's like, oh, well, they're not judging me; they're judging my thoughts, which is very different. Like for me, it's like a puzzle to solve almost. Writing something, it's like there's a formula that exists, and it's not that you're making something formulaic, but there's a like way we've been telling stories for thousands of years, and it's about like figuring out how do we take this like existing medium and then say something new with it, or at least say something or like expand upon what's already there. And like this, the more you delve into music and like the creative side of writing and stuff, the more almost math and sciencey it becomes. And I feel like the more you delve into math and science, the more poetic it seems.
Okay.
And so yeah, anyway, so that's how I approach it. Is that feels more like I am taking my thoughts and then expanding upon the world that exists, versus like acting is like taking on a whole new person. I'm like, in writing, I'm myself, and in acting, I am being someone else. And to me, the idea of putting on someone else's skin is very vulnerable, because it's like asking people to like judge whether my mind and body have done that well, versus writing.
Okay.
It's like it's a thing that I've created that is very much myself, but is also separate from myself.
Okay.
I have to consider it separate from myself in order to edit.
I feel the same way with writing and acting, because like with writing, you can like, you don't have to, you haven't submitted it yet. It's not like they're sitting there watching you write it. You can write it and rewrite it and before you submit it. So
you can you get to refine it and edit it before you have to show it to anybody.
Yeah.
With acting,
like improv, I've done improv and I could do improv all day long.
Me too.
But I can't do scripted things. Like scripted is so tough for me because I almost blank on what I'm doing and just I'm like regurgitating the script instead of acting.
It's like
I think you get in your own head too much. You're living too much in your own head to where you can't be the other person. At least for me, like that's why I really liked improv over anything scripted.
Yeah.
Well, I love to act, but I am learning how with acting to like get out of my own way, and that's a very tough thing to do.
I'm trying to learn that in my regular life.
Such a control freak about that. Like I love saying like my own words. Like when I'm writing, I'm like, these are my words. This is like I have so much control over it. Versus like you are told what to say as an actor, so you don't always have a lot of control over what that material is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, yeah. So I don't know. But Gus can memorize something in like 45 minutes. Like he is so good at memorization. It's actually wild to watch him work. Like he'll go, all right, I'm going to go memorize this page-long monologue. That would take me a freaking week. Right? That would take me a week. It takes him 45 minutes.
People that have that skill just boggle my mind completely.
Like, I hate him.
Me too. I both simultaneously hate and love him because he's fantastic and because I'm jealous of his brain.
But yes, I am often very jealous of his brain. Yeah, because he's an eidetic memory. So it's not like photogenic, but when he learns something, he like very rarely forgets it, which is wild. We have very different brains. So but it's fun because we do have such different brains that it's like we're good at very different things. But he is very like I could not beat him in any kind of memorization. Anything. He's so good that it's like unfair, and that is so much of your life is memorizing lines as an actor. That like if you're really good at it, then your life is so much easier. Yeah. So yeah, I would say he's a better actor than I am just by that alone.
That's fair. I knew it wasn't for me when I started doing this stuff because like when we first started doing this, we tried writing scripts for it and like, no, couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. Jason Denzel was kind of, I wouldn't say heavily involved, but we used to like write the scripts and then he would look at them. Actually, he would kind of write them, but it was all in his voice, which was I couldn't do at all.
Yeah.
And then I would just kind of break it down into bullet points. And then eventually he just gave me bullet points and it was much better.
Yeah, I feel like with this stuff, I feel like the more organic you can be, the better. I mean, everybody's different and everybody thrives differently. For me personally, I can't do I wouldn't be able to do this kind of format scripted. That would be because then you're playing yourself, but also
it was more
it
was more the pre-recorded stuff. It wasn't like lives and things like that. But
yeah. But I've been making, I have a little side hustle right now because different actors need like voice reels and stuff. And so what I do is I like write little scripts for them to do for their.
That's cool.
Reels, that's neat. And then they can come record it at our place because we've got all the podcasting equipment that we can also use to do like voice reels and stuff. So
look at that. That's pretty cool. That's
a nice
smart
side hustle where they can do it for much cheaper than they can at a voice like a studio.
Yeah,
because it's my house. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to charge you $1,000 to come to my house. You know, I'll write you a couple. Like, just they tell me like these are the characters I need, and I'm like, cool. I'll just like bang out some lines and have you read them.
That's fucking awesome. That's really cool.
It's we all have to make money somehow. We all have.
It's also. I feel like it's also great networking for both writing and acting. Like now you're meeting all of I mean, don't get me wrong. There's probably thousands of up and coming actors that like will never amount to anything. But in the acting world, like, they'll probably, but you're meeting all of these people who could go on to do other things and go on to be actors or go on to do anything. And you never know who you're going to run into. I love meeting new people, no matter what venue it's in. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I've been writing like the backs of books for people. I mean, there's a lot of fun, creative writing stuff. I mean, and obviously right before I left for Europe, I booked a web series to write on. So that's been I've been in staff for a few weeks now, which has been really cool. And it's fun to be back screenwriting again. I mean, not that I ever stopped, but it's nice to get paid for it again. Because the industry was wildly up and down for a while, and so now it feels like it's starting to.
Well, with all the strikes and stuff too, for sure.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to figure out a way to survive while the industry's figuring out whether or not it is happening. And just like writing people's books.
Well, I'm going to bring us back to something that you said before about the Wheel of Time community, like being, like you feeling comfortable with them being able to be on camera and stuff like that. And I want to give you, I just want to post something. It's probably partly the reason why.
The Wheel of Time fandom is statistically the best fandom.
It's a true story. It's a true story.
Statistically the best. I've actually, and it was so cool going to the screening of the first couple episodes of season 2 because I was talking to some of the marketing. Oh, was it marketing? Who was it? I was talking to a couple of the folks that were working on the show, and they said the exact same thing. They were like, they're the nicest people. They're the best. Like, I'm not going to say which fandom, but she was like, I'm going to now go work on a different show. And I'm actually really nervous because their fandom has statistically not been the best. And I was like, oh, interesting. Sounds like fun.
Well, as not someone like who's had any discussions with Amazon about this, but as someone who's been part of conventions for the last 16 years and has been exposed to the three biggest fandoms I've been exposed to are Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and I guess Wheel of Time isn't like among the biggest, but it's the biggest in my heart, at least.
I'd say it's like the next tier down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if we're thinking Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, Star Wars,
George, even Song of Ice and Fire. I've been amongst those people too.
And then I'd say like Wheel of Time's like the next tier.
Yeah, hopefully, they step it like amongst the fantasy readers, it's like huge, but in the mainstream, it's definitely like under those for sure. But the
other ones are insanely popular. Like it's like wild.
Like you can go to the middle of nowhere and ask somebody about Lord of the Rings, and they're going to at least know something about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the older generations of the Lord of the Rings fandom and the Star Wars fandoms are like, even just in general, the Star Wars fandom and the Lord of the Rings fandoms are pretty toxic. Star Wars is the worst. No, Star Trek, actually, Glenn, I've found like most of the people that I've met from the Star Trek fandom are pretty cool. Like I haven't met like giant, toxic, horrible people in the Star Trek fandom. But Star Wars, oh my God. Like Jordan Con is usually like a pretty chill convention. And we had to stop a Star Wars panel because people got into such a heated argument that we had to stop the panel because they were screaming at each other. Like people were yelling at each other about just nonsense about
Jordan Con?
Yeah, Jordan Con. Yep.
Wow.
It was a couple years ago.
That's terrible.
These are not real people. These are not real problems. Like I.
Yeah, I know. But speaking of actually Jordan Con, I will not. By
the way, I will not comment on the toxicity level of any fandom, lest I accidentally get hired to write for one of these properties.
That's fair.
And I do not want any kind of shit.
Hey, listen. The properties themselves are fantastic. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Star Wars, but I mean, like the Star Wars fans ruined people's lives. Like, look at oh shit, what's the kid's name? I know his name. It's in my head. The kid that played Anakin, young Anakin. Like, they ruined that kid's life when he was like 6 years old. They sent him death threats. Like, he became a drug addict and he got arrested a bunch. And like, because of all of the horrible things that they did to him. Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar Binks, like recently came out about
if you are
stuff that he went through.
Threats to a child, like
for any reason,
re-examine your priorities. If you're sending death threats to anyone, re-examine your priorities.
Exactly.
Like, go outside, touch grass.
Like, that was one of my favorite things.
No acceptable reason to be sending death threats to anybody. Period.
Yeah. Nope. No.
Period.
Touch grass, by the way, was one of my favorite terms that came out of like early COVID. That's when I started hearing it on the internet. I loved that term a lot.
What was it?
Yeah. Hayden Christensen and Kelly Marie Tran in the last Star Wars movie. They were horrible to her. And John Boyega.
And John Boyega. No, and Daisy Ridley.
Basically anyone who's female, not white, and then, you know, just if they don't like the things that appear on screen, pretty much.
These are the kind of threats we can get behind.
Yay! Skeeter, you can hug me whenever you want, buddy. I enthusiastically consent to all of your hugs, Skeeter.
Yeah, I'm just like, is it so hard to be nice to people? Let's just be nice to people. And like, remember that these people are doing a job. It's a job.
Exactly. And you shouldn't be mad at them. You should be mad at the...
Yeah, they don't make any decisions.
Exactly.
None.
They're being told that they were given the scripts. They were given they're given the direction. They don't make any of the decisions, especially a 6 or 8 year old kid. He's not giving lines back to George Lucas.
That's wild. Like, that's wild and dumb. That's wild and dumb and horrible.
Yeah.
No, that's stupid.
Well, I want to talk about something.
I'll allow myself to be quoted saying, if you're sending death threats to a 6-year-old, you're a fucking asshole. Anyway.
Exactly.
Fair.
Let's talk about something fun though.
Yes.
Malkir-Con.
Yes.
Malkir-Con was a ton of fun. For those who got to go, congratulations. It was great. If you ever have the chance to go, you should go. It was very much like if anyone who's ever been to like the first 5 or so Jordan Cons, even like the first 2 or 3, it was very much like early Jordan Cons. Like, you know, there was like 100 people. There was 2 panel rooms. The panels were fantastic.
And it was
all of the people were great.
Panel rooms.
What's that?
It was the first year they'd done 2 panel rooms.
Yeah, last year, the last 2 years, it was just 1.
We're growing.
It's so great. It's so great. And getting to meet all of the Euro people that went was so cool. Like we so rarely get to see them, even in chat and online, because of the time differences. We need to do something about that. There has to be a way that we could stream at a better time for them so that we can do stuff for them too. I'm going to figure out. I'm going to see what my schedule looks like so I can do stuff for them too. Anyway, that's...
I will do mornings
sometimes
to, like, you know, help the Europeans.
Mm-hmm. I have more time on my hands, so I need to do that. But one of the people at WattCon gifted me something that was pretty fantastic, and I want to show everybody. Even though, please forgive the way I look. I look like crap because I am very sick. See, I look
You
like
look
crap.
great. Don't say
Oh,
that.
You're-
okay. Look
Stop
how
it.
red
Don't
my
talk about-
face is. I'm so
Don't
red.
talk
Oh,
about my
yeah.
friend that way.
You look fine.
But Treant gifted me this lovely
Oh my gosh.
Wheel of Time wallet. It is pretty fantastic. It has the map on it. This is all hand leather tooled. It's
Ooh,
pretty
Wow.
freaking awesome.
that looks sick.
She goes, oh, it's the perfect size for a passport. So I put my passports in it, which are still in there.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I immediately opened it and stuck my passports and my cards, my credit cards and stuff that I had on me in it, and it was fantastic.
That is
And
so
I want to huge thank to Treant, and thank you out to Treant, and we'll make posts and stuff soonly with that because that was pretty freaking awesome, and this is so cool. And now it is going to be like my wallet. Like I'm gonna carry this around now. This is going in my pocket. It fit perfectly because I'm one of those terrible people that wears cargo shorts all the time, so it fits perfectly in there.
Listen, wear what makes you happy. I am flirting with the Croc era. I really am. Because you know what? I've had enough friends now go, they're the most comfortable shoe on the planet, and I'm getting old. So what's the point anymore? You know what I mean? I'm like, all I want is to be comfortable at this time. I don't care anymore. I don't care if the youngs think I'm cool. I'm tired. And I just want to be in jammies 24 hours a day.
Yep.
Or at least feel like I'm in jammies 24 hours a day. So listen.
I like to be in pajamas 24 hours a day. I'm currently in half pajamas right now. I have my. Can you see? I don't think you can see them. Oh no, you can't. Hold on. These are my Grogu pajama shorts that I'm wearing currently. Yeah.
Can I show what I got in Prague?
Yes.
Makirigan. So Koalas and I went down to where they shot the Battle of the Two Rivers and just apparently grabbed a bunch of stuff. And I got from her this like spear shaft from the Battle of the Two Rivers.
That's freaking awesome. That's definitely a Trolloc spear. That looks 1000% like a Trolloc spear.
I'm so psyched. I have this in my home. I have a piece of the set in my home. I'm so thankful to her for that.
I wonder how many Two Rivers folk that spear killed.
You know, maybe wouldn't it be wild if I recognized my spear? I'd be like, that's my spear.
That's my spear.
Cool.
I don't know you.
We got to memorize exactly what it looks like right now. I know I have to put it somewhere. We're going to put it in our studio somewhere. Once our studio is actually done being repaired, which
you should mount it on a shaft, like make it into a spear.
And it's cool. It's like foam. So it's like,
oh, cool.
Yeah,
it's filming safe.
It's filming safe. Yeah, I know. They have to make it filming safe.
Yeah. No one will get killed with the spear.
No one will get killed with the spear.
The other thing that I definitely want to mention about Wheel of Time today, though, is today is the anniversary of Robert Jordan's passing.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's also my brother-in-law's birthday.
Well, that's a much better thing.
That's a much happier day.
Yes.
Well, now I'll know that they're the same day. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't, obviously you weren't reading the series when that happened because you're a first-time reader reading it right now. But I remember I was pulling into work at like 5:45 in the morning because I was working early shifts because I used to work with the Tide because I had to do that. And I had a news alert or something like that. No, my cousin called me. That's what it was because I didn't have a news alert because we didn't have smartphones. My cousin called me and was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Why'd you have to ruin my freaking whole day?"
Oh no.
Yeah. It was 2007 is when he passed away. And I do want to share a lovely video that everyone should go watch just as soon as we're done streaming here. I'm going to post it, but I didn't have it ready because, again, bad at my job. But I have the link now.
Say these things about yourself. Your brain is listening. Your brain.
I do have a clip from this video that I did edit the song out of because I don't want to get content violated, but I will play it now because it is pretty fantastic. Okay, and that now everyone's gonna be crying because that's a horrible, wonderful video that we made over at JordanCon a number of years ago. I don't remember when it was, but I posted the link to the original video that I cut the beginning out of the rest of it. And the music that's playing over that one is Welcome Home, sung by Hugh Jackman from Greatest Showman, and it was pretty freaking fantastic. Oh,
I was
God,
doing
it's so
fine, and then
sad.
that last photo just killed me.
Yeah. That
Sorry.
photo, that last photo of him handing the dragon banner is actually was a newspaper. It was in a newspaper article, and I actually have that newspaper article somewhere around. I don't know where it is.
It's beautiful.
It was so
Wow,
such a
that
beautiful.
like I was fine until I saw that, and I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, not
The rest of
fine,
it-
but I
and
was like holding it together.
I feel really bad too because the rest of the video is actually like the uplifting part, because it's like just pictures from all of the Jordan cons, and it's when Hugh Jackman really comes in with like the gusto of Welcome Home, and it's really nice. But
You just made us really sad. You just did the sad.
I did. I mean, like I feel like it's appropriate because we lost a great freaking mind in 2007, and it's sad. But yeah, no, I wish I could play the rest of that video. I did look it up, and I would get content violated if I played the original song. So I couldn't do it. But yes, please go and check it out and leave comments on it again, and we'll share it on the Dragonmount social medias, that video, because it's such a great tribute video to him. And I know where I got the article from. The article was given to they had like a copy of that paper and Mistborn, the first Mistborn book, for everyone who went to the first JordanCon, and they gave that to everybody is like the door, like, here, welcome to JordanCon, which was really nice.
Oh, nice.
Anywho, one of the other things that I've been doing from the last few weeks is checking out what Screen Rant articles have popped up about Wheel of Time. And there's a new one, there's a new author that is, yeah, I know, it's not Nicholas anymore. It's now this one, and me and this guy, I think we're getting along because I like his article so far. Like, this is the only one that I've seen by him. Let me bring it up on the screen so that we can actually like look at the article together. I'll make it big, and I'll share my screen so that we can all look at it. Okay, so his name is Charles Papadopoulos, which is fun to say. Let me zoom in so that we can actually see it. How do I zoom? There we go. All right, so the Wheel of Time, this one Wheel of Time detail proves that it's a better Song of Ice and Fire replacement than it seems. So basically what he's saying is, as a lot of people are trying to find things to read while they wait for the new Song of Ice and Fire book to come out, which
is not going to happen.
So Charles and I are not fighting like Nicholas and I are, but he basically says that if you're a fan of A Song of Ice and Fire for like the intrigue and the spycraft and things like that, you'll get that with the Game of Houses, or the Great Game. And and he has that. Here we go. Das de Mar, the game, is a common phrase in the Wheel of Time, which refers to the Great Game, or the Game of Houses, referring to political conflict between major and noble houses in Jordan's world. So he goes on to say basically how that's very similar to the political intrigue and the backstabbing and the things like that in Song of Ice and Fire. And if you enjoyed that stuff from A Song of Ice and Fire, plus, a lot more magic, a lot more detail into like the supernatural stuff, then you'll really love the Wheel of Time. So like, I like that he's promoting the Wheel of Time book series and the TV series at the same time. He also goes in to talk about how Rosamund Pike is reading the series, which is great because I think actually in like a day or two the next book comes out, Shadow Rising. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but I think it's in the next couple of days. Shadow Rising might be coming out, or the next book comes out at least.
Wait, the next book of what?
The of Wheel of Time that Rosamund Pike is audio narrating.
Oh my God. I was so confused for a second because I was like, I don't think we're getting any more Wheel of Time, but
We
I
are
was
not. At least that, to be
She's like,
perfectly
he
honest with you, I
died,
hope we're
Tom.
not.
I was like,
we just talked
we
about
just
this.
kind of like talked about why we weren't going to be getting
1 second ago, why it would be really hard. Yeah.
not being insensitive, of course. I was just, like in my mind, I missed the Rosamund Pike of it all. And I was like, did I somehow get into some kind of time warp? And now where I'm like here, where the Shadow Rising is coming out, it was very confusing for a second. That I'm still too jet lagged for that. That was so confusing.
Oh, dude, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
When you said time warp, all I could think of was Wayne's World, where they go doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, and then the screen washed and they went away. Oh,
yeah, it still says pre-order.
Okay.
Or that. So
Erin
soon.
posted an article, but I'm not sure what it says.
Gnome Garden says tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Okay, so I got it right. I'm smart.
That's why we need Gnome.
You're very smart. Excuse me.
Though what we are for sure getting more of is going to be Fallout, because this season of Fallout on Amazon Prime was fantastic, and also Wheel of Time confirmed that they're doing season 4. Guy confirmed it at WatCon. Like, he tried to be stealthy about it, but then but no one really picked up on it, so they had to go back and re-say it again at WatCon. So you don't remember that?
No, I do.
Okay.
Was the
I mean, it's not officially, like, they didn't come out and say it, but Guy kind of said it, and then no one picked up on it because, like, I feel like Matt and Guy made it like so much. So for the people that don't know, that weren't there, basically, they asked, "Oh, how was season 3? How was filming season 3? Or how did you enjoy it?" And Guy said, "Oh, season 4 is going to be fantastic." And then Matt was like, "Oh, you mean season 3?" And he's like, "Nope." And then they just went on and talking, and no one really recognized what he said. So they took a step back and went back and made sure that they said it like with more like they were pretending like they didn't know what they were saying, and less naturally, because they said it so naturally before that no one really picked up that they were kind of hinting at that. So not to be any kind of bubble burster or anything like that. Uh-oh.
What I know is that Guy was going for like not like a confirmation of anything.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, he thought that he was doing like a cute Aes Sedai thing where he was like, oh, you know, season 4, season 5, season 10 are all going to be fantastic. But that shouldn't be taken as any kind of announcement.
No.
Okay,
no, I'm not saying like it was an official confirmation. It's more like Guy was saying that it's going to happen, so that means it's going to happen, because Guy can foreshadow and speak prophecy, but not because he's telling us anything that's real.
I see. His confidence is a foretelling. I see. I just wanted to make sure that.
No. I know you're
as a friend, and was like, he's not.
Your protection of his NDA came out and was like,
I was like,
he's
very concerned about the fact that some people did.
Hey, listen, they live streamed that, so they live streamed that whole opening ceremonies bit that they did. So if anything was going to happen, it would have happened already.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
But anyway, Fallout, because that's why we're here.
I just wanted to protect his NDA.
Yeah, no, he's like, Guy is fantastic, and he's not let anything slip, even in private, to anybody. So don't worry.
No, especially to us, which is very real. But it's also to a point where, because we know him, and the folks of the show know we know him, like even the rumors that are going around, we don't engage in it all, just in case they're real and they think we got that from Guy and not from, like, you know, you or whoever is engaging in that discussion. It's like a whole.
We don't engage in the rumors because we know that they hurt the actors and the crew on the show sometimes. Like, you know, it could be detrimental to them and it could be bad. So we don't. And unless Amazon tells us that it's true, or, you know, we see official postings from official sources, we don't report on it either. only
Always a
for
good
that reason. We
idea.
don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean,
always
like,
a good idea.
yeah, and we like we saw what happened with the actor that's going to be playing oh, shit, what was it? They someone leaked who's playing I forgot what the character was, but instead of reporting on it, I won't. Someone's leaked who's playing a character in season 3, and like it was her debut role. So like, you know, it kind of ruined the whole thing for her, and also like it put like
That's
a black
shitty.
mark on it for her. Like, did she leak it? She didn't, but she was very upset.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, yeah.
You just got to be careful and not.
Yeah, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. But and also I always think it's funny when people get very up in arms over rumors, because I'm like, there's a good chance that we're getting upset over
something that's not real. That was like what was his name? Leandrin's son. Aludrin. Everyone's like, oh, they changed Aludra to a man.
Aludra, yeah, and I was like, I mean, probably not.
Yeah, they really didn't. Please stop. Like you found a character's name and a picture on a website, and now you're building something out of nothing. Please just wait. And look, we were right. Ooh, it's a kitty.
Yeah. Beaker loves being on camera. So
he's been very quiet. We haven't heard him.
Shockingly, yes. I'm really surprised because he's
Not
normally before we jumped on this stream, he was
noisy.
Being very vocal.
He's
Luna
nice
is asleep, as you can see. He is fast asleep.
I love this cat. This cat is
so cute.
He is unconscious on my desk as per usual.
Are they so happy you're back? Were the
Oh
cats?
my god, yes. He attacked me. The other two were a little standoffish for a minute. He needs a blanket. He's fine.
The way that cats are when you come home, they're like, "Oh, are you?
How
home?
dare you?
You
back now?
You left me, and now you're coming back, crawling back to me."
But he immediately was just like, he was purring so freaking loud. It was I love his
he doesn't need a
blanket. He's got fur.
Give him a blanket.
He doesn't need a blanket. I don't have any blankets.
Beaker.
He's fine. He doesn't need a blanket. If I put a blanket on him, he's gonna run away. He doesn't like being covered. He's not Luther. Luther likes going underneath covers and living under the covers. Luna does not like that though. Anyway, we keep trying to get to the Fallout show. So I'm gonna post as per usual. Yes.
Yay. Hello, oh my gosh, he's big.
He's very big, and he's only gonna allow this for 1 minute. Hi.
Put me down. Put me down.
You're so handsome.
Look at me. Look at me.
Get the fuck out of here.
Let me out of here.
Put me down. Let me go.
I'm letting you down. Hold on. Oh, he jumped.
All right. So as per usual, we're gonna watch via Teleparty. So if you would like to join the watch party, click that. It's a free browser extension so that we could stream stuff together. It's fantastic. It's a legit browser extension. Netflix created it, and all of the other streaming things allow you to use it. So it's legit. You don't have to pay for it. Nothing. If you don't want to do that and you want to just align your show with ours, I got the timer, so you could do that.
It's freezing.
And we're going to get ready to watch it in just a couple of minutes. I just want to let everybody get set up and ready for that. Speaking of Fallout, though, Crystal, have you still been playing? Have you played any more since I last spoke to you?
No, I think I've played a little bit, but I get to play in 30-minute chunks. So I'm 7 hours in. I don't know if you remember, I got stuck at one of the computers because I couldn't figure out how to do the code. So I finally got through that and have taken the elevator. But no, tiny humans keep me from playing too much.
That's fair. All the tiny humans, because you're a teacher and your own personal little tiny human that you created.
How many do you have? One?
I have one, and he is giving me a run for my money. He's only 3, but I suspect he got both my spicy brain and my husband's. And so he has this brilliant visual memory, and then he also is hyper verbal. And so he's got an attitude of a 15-year-old. He looked at me the other day and said, "Mommy, I will make that decision myself." And I was like, what the? Number one, how do you know the word decision? Sure. And then he's like, "Yep, saying yes myself," as he marched himself up the stairs to get Don't Break the Ice out of the closet.
Right.
At 6:20 in the morning or whatever time it was.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Erin apparently found Gus on Chicago PD.
What?
Hold on. She sent me a picture. It's Gus.
Yeah.
Oh my
There he
god.
is. That's his mugshot.
Yay!
Oh my god, that's
There's
awesome.
also I feel like it's a little morbid to put it up, so I'm not gonna put it up. But she also
Oh, his
sent
dead
me
body?
yeah, his dead body. Like, are you okay with that? Can we put it
Yeah,
up?
you put it
Okay,
up.
I didn't know if it would
No,
freak
it's
you
not
out or
sensitive
if,
to
like,
me. We
you-
were
I don't
like,
know.
we had a watch party when it
That's
came out.
fantastic. He was the victim.
He was the victim.
He's
And-
so good. He
well,
plays
I'm not
such
gonna
a good
spoil.
dead body. Look at that.
Oh.
He has great
And
nostrils.
there's a
too.
video
Look
of
at
him
those two
running around the
nostrils.
store. Yeah,
His nostrils are perfectly symmetrical. Fantastic.
he's looking good.
Yeah. Look at those clavicles. Oh, God. I see
He's
why you
dead.
like him.
Yeah. A dead man. Yeah. And there's a video of him running around a store too. And he's lying dead in an alleyway at one point, and that is a real alleyway in Chicago that he had to lie in on the ground.
Oh,
They were going to have him lie on a piece of cardboard. And then the director was like, actually, it does not look good in the shot. Is there any way that you can lie on the ground? And they offered to pay him way more money. And he was like, then yes.
Yes.
And he came
Absolutely.
home and took so many showers, like 3 of them in a row.
I don't.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't blame
Yeah.
him. All those clothes in the garbage, unless they were given to him by wardrobe.
It was wardrobe, yeah.
Yeah.
Wardrobe gave him those clothes, but still came home, many showers.
So many showers.
Yep.
All the showers.
Yeah,
Do
and
not
sometimes
touch anything in
were-
this house until you shower.
Yeah.
He was like, I will not touch anything in the house. I had to like open every door. Yeah, but that's his.
That's like people that wear their
debut.
outside clothes on the bed. Like that's a
No,
next level thing.
absolutely not. They make house pants for a reason. You just go home and you put on your house pants. That's what we call it. Like this. So I work in special education and I love my students, but they are so germy. And so that's what my husband and I have taken to calling like all of our pajamas collectively. So they're not pajamas because we're wearing them around our house. So they're our house pants. I come home and instantly am no longer in my work clothes because there's
Where-
probably boogers and literally they're just house pants. They're my nice stretchy tie-dye.
Those are nice.
All the things.
Yeah.
I like
I'm-
those.
I'm
Yeah.
always super jealous of like the girls' yoga pants because they don't make any
Ugh,
that fit.
They're
me.
awesome.
Yeah,
They look
that does
so
suck that
comfortable,
y'all
though.
don't have yoga pants. I'm sad for you about that. We don't have a lot, but we do have yoga pants. You
That's
know what I
true.
mean?
And
Like-
well, you are getting pockets now in most of your stuff, so that's nice.
I know.
The
including
pockets are
yoga
nice.
pants.
Yeah, the pockets
Yoga
are
pants
nice.
with pockets are incredible. I got them at Old Navy. They're unbelievable. 10 out of 10.
No, once we become friends, like if you're friends with me, like locally, there'll be a point when we graduate to just like
Yep.
I'm in pajamas when you come over.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
like we'll get there. Like hey, like that. Like you'll be coming over. Like hey, listen, I'm gonna be in pajamas the whole time. So if you want to come over in pajamas, that's cool. But like
Yep.
that's how this is gonna work because
Yeah.
I exist 90% of my time in pajamas.
I do not understand the people that insist on like getting up and getting dressed to stay in their house for the day.
No,
I can't.
Like,
illegal.
no.
Against the law. I will
I
will
said
change
illegal.
out of my sleep. Okay, so I have sleepwear versus stuff I
House
would
pants.
wear.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because I like that's not the same as the stuff that I wear to bed.
Yep.
I have
Mm-mm.
like sweatpants and then I have sleep pants. And those
Yep.
are different pants.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sweatpants are for writing time. And so like it's like a
1000%.
ritual to me where I will get in my work pants, which are sweatpants, because
I-
I can't write in jammies because then I feel like gross and lethargic. And I need
Yeah.
to feel like I have done something to like prepare to write. But like I can't be in hard pants because I
You
would
have to put
rather
yourself in a
put
different
my
mind
hard
space.
pants. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to be in a different mind space to work than I am for sleeping time. But because, and I have to change pants. I do have to change pants to work. But then I'd
Loungewear, I
rather
love it.
die than walk around my house in hard pants.
That
God,
that, that
no.
makes it sound so classy, loungewear.
Loungewear. It's a lot classier than what it is.
Loungewear.
My loungewear, not just the pajamas I don't wear to bed.
I must wear my
Yeah.
smoking jacket and my loungewear.
My
Yeah.
smoke.
I will.
All right.
I will put on one of those husband killing robes, and I'll write.
Husband killing robes. That's fantastic.
Y'all know
Now I'm
what I
thinking about Clue again because now
Yes. Does anybody have that for streaming yet? I need to look it up
Mrs.
again.
White is coming in my head. Anyway, all right, we're gonna get ready to watch the show now. We're gonna press play on
I'm
Fallout.
gonna turn on the light. Hold on.
All right, so this episode is about an hour long. It's what is this one? It's The Trap. Yeah, this one's The Trap. All right.
The Trap. Let's
I'm
go.
excited. I watched it like 3 times today so that I can like remember everything that was happening.
Damn.
I did not. I'm glad you're prepared.
do
I
that
did
at
not.
I
all.
am prepared. I am super prepared. All right. If you're gonna line up the time, I'm gonna give you a countdown real quick. Here we go.
Okay, sick.
3, 2, 1, and go. And they're lined up perfectly. 40, 44. Perfect. Okay. So if you're following along by the timer, or if you're watching the watch party, I'll post the watch party link one more time. If you are just signing up or just joining the Teleparty thing, you might have to refresh the page once you join it or sign up or whatever. But it'll work. It's been working pretty good. So is this, Ali, is this your only exposure to Fallout? Is the TV show? Or?
No. I've watched. Yeah. Yeah, I've never played the game. I'm a cozy game girl.
Me too.
You know,
I like both.
I can't have my recreation be stressful.
That's fair.
And
That's
just the
fair.
thing. Like Gus will
Yeah.
be playing these very intense games, screaming and stuff, and I'm like, and this is supposed to relax you? Like this, just listening to you stresses me out. Like,
Yeah.
I need stuff that's like The Sims. You know, it's just like very. Yeah, I'm a big Sims girl.
Yes.
I
yes.
actually
I
just
was like, I just need to build a house. I need a minute.
I need to build a house.
I just need to build this house.
I need to
right
build
now.
an aesthetically appealing home for these
Yes.
people. I need these people to get to the top of their careers,
Yep.
top of their careers, find the love of their life.
career.
I need to play God to these tiny Barbie dolls.
Exactly.
I'm 100% the same way. Like with the cozy games, I have so many cozy games that I play. Like Minecraft. Minecraft is a little less cozy because there's fighting and stuff in it. But like specifically, there's a game that I've been waiting for that just came out in early access, which I feel like is going to do well with this audience. It's called Rekka, Reka, and you play a witch who's just like you build. So if anyone knows the lore of Baba Yaga.
Yes.
It's like
yes, yes,
big walking house. Yes, that's out on Steam right now. You can play it. It's fantastic. And like there's no combat or anything. It's just like, you know, you're a witch in the woods and you make your little house and then you can build and do
you
all
brew
the stuff.
potions.
You brew potions and food and you give spells and help to villagers because witches aren't bad unless you fuck with them.
That's cool. Ooh, okay. My favorite game that isn't The Sims is The Return of the Obra Dinn. You know this?
No.
It is the best game on the planet. So it's a like spooky game, but it's cozy.
What is it?
So basically, you're playing an insurance guy, and the old timey times. I can't remember what year. And the Obra Dinn has returned. A ship that went missing a while ago has returned, and it's empty. And so you go on, and your job is to solve what happened on the Obra Dinn. And you have to basically just figure out how each member of the crew died and who they were.
It's like
oh my gosh, look how pretty it is. The animation's really cool.
I posted the title in the chat for people who are curious to look.
That is cool.
Best game on the planet. And the other one, there's another one that's basically like the Tower of Babel. And you have to figure out, like, there's a bunch of different groups, and you have to figure out their language. It's cool. No, it's sick. It's like you're basically using logic to figure out, like, okay, well, they're pointing themselves and saying this word, so that's got to be me, right?
That's
and then
cool.
You like slowly build out the language, and then you're like becoming fluent in these languages.
That's cool.
It's super cool. I can't remember what that one's called.
There's the other one that's like super cozy that I like is called it's like hold on, I'll tell you in a second. I have it on my Steam. It's basically like it's really low gen like graphics, but like you start off with just like a blank area with like a little water in it, and you place like a fish in it, and then like you can you build up like enough points, kind of like The Sims, where you can like place another thing, and it's like a chicken or a bird, and then they'll breed, and slowly, you know, like as you create the environment or the ecosystem around it, they'll turn into you know, like the fish will evolve into a different fish, and like the birds, a chicken will if you put enough different types of trees around it, will turn into a sparrow, and like all different things.
Oh,
It's a lot of
That's
fun.
cool.
What's that one?
It's called Equilinox. So like EQUILINAX. Equilinox. It's
Cool.
pretty fun.
Yeah, but I'm a big Sims fan.
Anyway,
Right now, Crystal, you'll appreciate this. I'm going through because I think a lot of the townies' houses are ugly.
Yes, yes.
I'm going through and I'm redesigning every
Rebuilding.
single townie house.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yes.
I love that.
Based on their aesthetic, but just better.
You deserve better than this, so I'm gonna give you a better house.
These huge ass empty rooms with like
You're
3
leveling
children.
it up.
I'm like,
Yeah.
stop. We can do better
Yeah.
than this. And so then I'm like adjusting each thing for their like aesthetic and their like backstory and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, like, you know, their big thing is like a mystery. So I'm gonna like include a lot of spooky shit in this house and you know, stuff like that.
You're right, by the way,
So,
Scooter. That is exactly
on-
like the showbiz stuff that Ali was talking about earlier. That Cooper was just doing in the show. He was he did the thing,
Oh,
like
yeah.
he did the commercial, and then they were talking backstage. Anyway, sorry.
Uh-huh.
We
Yep.
are watching Fallout. I forgot. No, they have this thing on TikTok called Roll for Build for The Sims, and this lady created her own like system, and she rolls dice like 1 through 20, and then it corresponds to like, is it a large house? Is it a tiny home? Is it a mansion? And then is it open concept, close? And it is fascinating to watch. And so I will occasionally like watch one of hers and be like, I'm gonna build my own whatever it is. And she'll always like have a roll where she rolls for like a way to fuck it up. Like now you have to add a, you know, guitar room or something weird to your tiny little house. So
That's cool.
sometimes I challenge myself with
Yeah.
The Sims.
I'm obsessed with these twins that build together. I'm obsessed with
Ooh.
that. They're like
Like-
Karen and their names are Karen and Connie. And they're
Named
so
Connie.
cute. Yeah, you gotta watch them. They're so adorable. Like when I'm in need of like a comfort, turn off my brain, like enjoy just like 2 adorable people building a Sims house. They've got a YouTube channel and I'm obsessed with them. They just hit 1 million followers.
Ooh, that's awesome.
That's
I
awesome.
ordered them. Karen and
Wonderful.
Connie. And Karen spelled with a C and a Y.
Oh,
Karen and Connie.
wow. Carrot.
The sorry, this guy that we're about to see here, Bud. No. I mean, Bud was the guy that was just there. I forgot this guy's name. Seabass, I think he calls him. It's fucking what's his name? Matt Berry from.
Yes,
from,
I love Matt Berry.
I fucking love him. What We Do in the Shadows is one of my favorite fucking shows. So
as,
good.
as it should be. And Gus and I will do the voice all the time. We're like, you are the most devious bastard in New York City.
New York City. That show is so fan-fucking-tastic. It's so good.
The one I always do is, I don't give a fuck. His name is Mike. Fuck
Mike.
I don't give a fuck.
He's my rotten soldier.
My sweet cheese. My good time boy.
My good time boy. We drank
Okay.
the blood of these people and they were on drugs, and now I'm a wizard. That's one of my favorite episodes. Anyway, this is where we really start to see the shadowy underbelly of what Vault-Tec is in this episode, and I like it a lot. So, Ali, not having played any of the games, what do you think of pre-war like society, like now?
What am I thinking about? Like their time period then?
Yeah. Pre, you know, like TV show, like pre the era of the TV show, like, you know, like it seems like
Red Scare.
it's very corporate oligarchy stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, it feels very Hollywood in the 60s.
Yeah.
You know, it feels very like, yeah, 1960s concerns, Red Scare, Cold War
But
type
they
vibe.
also have like so I've been comparing their version of like the retro 50s 60s to what we're going to see in the new Fantastic Four that's coming out, where they're doing like kind of like a futuristic 1960s 1950s, and that's kind of what they did in Fallout too.
Yeah, it feels very highly stylized.
Yeah.
Well, it's so that it's believable that like they would have this kind of tech by now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
It has to feel like an almost more advanced 1960s, so that we believe that by this time they have the technology that they have
That's
to survive
fair.
on the surface.
Yeah, 100%.
Otherwise, I'd be like, I don't know if they would have figured all this out.
Yeah, you guys have you could put fusion reactors in a thing that's like the size of a thermos. Like, come on.
Yeah. It feels like a
Yeah.
horrible what if. Like, what if we were if we had the technology to survive underground like this, which we did not, like we would have been fucked. But like if we did, what would that world look like, and what would it look like in the future of that world?
One of the big things that happens with Lucy in this episode is her figuring out that their whole mission and their whole meaning in their vault is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like they're taught basically from the beginning that they are going to one day come out and do their reclamation day. And she kind of finds out that that's not the case, that already kind of happened, and the bombs didn't fall 200 years ago, like the big explosion that happened that they tell everybody. So there's a lot of really horrible, not horrible. There's a lot of like come to Jesus moments that Lucy gets in this episode, and she takes everything so fucking well. I want her composure so much. The way she is able to keep everything together and just keep on trucking, and also not just make the best of a situation, but come out on top more often than not, is pretty freaking fantastic.
I also really love Ella Purnell as an actress.
Oh my God.
And I feel like people were so mean about her from like the commercials of Fallout. They were so mean. I remember this. I remember Pepperidge Farm always remembers. I always remember they're shitty about people and then they're proven wrong because the show was fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like if we're talking about like book cloaks and stuff, by the way, I was hanging out for funsies in the Shogun Reddit.
Oh my God.
And that show is phenomenal. Like, let's be very real. It's phenomenal. It won, 18 Emmys last night?
So many Emmys.
Insane. Yeah. It's a unbelievable show.
Including Best Actor.
And every week I was going into that subreddit and I was like, I wonder what the book readers feel about this. And they were shitting on the show every goddamn week. And I was like, you are kidding me right now. This show is unbelievable. Anyway.
And they're all probably freaking like just neck-bearded, the same people that shit on everything else.
Right.
Yep.
And Pepperidge Farm fucking remembers that they were all making fun of Ella Purnell for like her line delivery, for like all this shit that was in the commercial saying the show looked like it was going to be ass. And the show came out, it was fucking phenomenal.
So great.
And Ella Purnell is phenomenal. And I knew she was going to be phenomenal because I've been a fan of her since Yellow Jackets. Have you seen Yellow Jackets?
She was great in Yellow Jackets.
No.
But she was
great in Yellow Jackets.
I really loved her as she did the voice of Jinx in Arcane. I don't know if you saw Arcane. It's on Netflix. It's like it's a video game adaptation, kind of like there's the game was League of Legends, it was called, and then they kind of did an adaptation of it, but it's not anything about the game. It's really just the characters from the game and their lore. Has nothing to do with the game whatsoever. Beautiful animation, great story, and the acting was superb. And she is one of the main characters, and she was fantastic.
Also, Pepperidge Farm remembers, yes, reverse BLT, that there was some people putting like pictures out where it was like fixed it and it made her butt rounder.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like off the posters. And I was like, fuck you guys. Fuck all you guys. I hate you. Those people, I don't need to be fans of me. I don't like you at all. What
they
asshole?
made her hips huge and her butt huge and like ugh.
Mhm.
And I'm like, now do you? Now do you?
Yeah, let's see a picture of
Who do you
you.
look like? Let's see what you look like. Yeah. I'm like, ooh, please share pics of you.
I
Share
also
with
love what they did.
you.
I love what they just did in this scene right here, where she was like, "Do you want to have sex?" And he's like, "So like it's just such a role reversal
Yeah.
on the two on how
Yes.
they flipped it because he's so innocent and not innocent, but he's so uneducated in it. He's so ignorant in the whole in human biology altogether. Really, we kind of saw there.
Well, and she's a practiced cousin kisser, so
Oh,
she's
yes.
got all
Yeah,
the
and I'm
details.
like, I don't know if they're sitting down those orphan boys and going, "This is how sex works." Probably not.
They're not, because he thinks it's unnatural when
Yeah.
things happen, and he
And it pops
swore
like a
that he'll
pimple.
never do it again. He talks about explosions a lot and how bad it was. Why is my camera moving again? It turns itself on all the damn time.
I forget what happens here.
So
Oh, yes.
they're kind of noticing all of the mutations now. That they've been subtle up until in like the next minute or
This
so.
scene,
But,
yeah.
but we saw one just a second ago. A girl walked by and she had like an eye on the side of her face, and one had like a really wide mouth, like an open mouth.
This place is awesome. We all make out with our cousins, and we shut each other. We shut all the other people who needed to be in here out.
Yeah, here, eat some corn. The other thing that people got upset about this was how satiristic it is, and how like corporation and like, you know, how it's like satirizes like our current kind of political / economic climate, like with the way they romanticize the past, and how it's actually very much like our current economic and like corporate culture. Here we go. Here's our Cyclops guy. And people got really upset about that. They were like, "Oh, you know, Fallout was never like that." And then like one of the original guys was like, "That's literally like that's the entire game is that. Like the whole lore of the game is talking about how like this is what happens when you let corporations rule the world. Like that was the whole point of the game."
It's kind of like how people are just discovering for some reason that Green Day is political.
Oh my God, the
I'm
uproar
like, where
over
have y'all
that.
been? Sirs, ma'am.
Rage Against the Machine
Hey.
too.
Yes, I was gonna say, did you hear people like walking out of Rage Against the Machine? What the fuck did you think they were raging against?
Yeah,
The
like the washing
dishwasher?
machine.
They were
What the
like, the washing machine.
Like
My favorite though was you know, the Chicks' song "Not Ready to Make Nice."
Yeah.
So a bunch of Republicans were filming like that, filming like TikToks of them to that song, like being like, we're, you know, against Kamala Harris, whatever. And everyone's like,
what's up,
y'all
buddy?
remember,
Hello.
y'all
Thank you.
remember that the Chicks wrote this song about you, right? Because you all like canceled them after they said critical shit to George Bush. Like, you remember that?
Yep.
That's why they wrote that song. The whole song is like, fuck you for doing that, for sending us death threats and burning our records and being assholes to us and trying and making us feel unsafe.
What did that chick? Did you saw the chick with the blue eyes, right? Just a second ago. What is up with that? Like, does she have like? Do you think she has like mutant powers with those eyes?
Go back.
I can't. If I go back, it'll mess up the time. Here, I'll get a picture. I'll get a picture.
I did not see it, but
I'll get a picture, because if I go back, it'll mess up the time in the thing.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that hot tub has been used in some episode of The Bachelor.
Really?
I viscerally remember some date happening in that exact hot tub, in that exact area.
I wouldn't put it past.
I'm just saying.
I'll get you a picture of the chick though in a second. The different mutations in this place is interesting, and also the fact that wow, his name is escaping me. The not Titus, because that's who he's pretending to be. Wow, Aaron Moten is his name in real life. Maximus, the guy that's the Brotherhood of the Steel guy. the fact that he didn't question the mutants at all, and he was like, yeah, his eye was a little off center. Like, I didn't notice anything weird though. Was really kind of funny, and it makes me question like where the Brotherhood of the Steel are on that whole deal, because that's weird. Anyway, Maximus, thank you. Yeah, I got there eventually, Glenn. I got there eventually. Skeeter also helped me out. Thanks, buddy. I love Walton Goggins so much. He's such a good actor.
He's
I
great
really
in
wish he
this.
would do more, like he would get more leading roles.
One of the
What
good
that
vaults.
mean?
One of the good vaults.
Good vaults.
There we go. Yeah, I was like, yeah. And he's questioning it too, and I love seeing the two. Like, I really hope, like, Cooper Howard and the Ghoul type, like that he becomes later on, where he's like, I would say he's almost like a bad guy. Like he is definitely an antagonist later on. Like, he does not care. He's doing everything for money, and he's doing everything to get his juice so that he can keep living. And, he has his own little mission. But I'm hoping that the mentality of Cooper Howard kind of meets up with the Ghoul eventually, and he becomes more of like an anti-hero, or he gets like a redemption arc, because I want to see more of him.
Yeah, I definitely think that happens a lot with actually some of my favorite actors. They're kind of in character roles.
Yeah, I think I've specifically talk about how he's been told he doesn't have the leading man look.
Honestly, though, being a character actor is so much more fun. Way more fun. Million times more fun. Like, I would much rather be a character actor, because a lot of times, one, they don't get all the shit about like being famous in the same way. They get to kind of like move from role to role and work really consistently without having to like not be able to go to the CVS,
Yeah.
And the roles are way more fun, right? And they don't have to get in shape for their roles, which is great.
Do crazy things to their body, like I think of like
They
Christian
can show
Bale
up
and all the
in-
things he's like
They can
done
show
to
up with their
himself.
gorgeous dad bods and do like a good 9 hours of work and then go home. 9 to 17 hours of work, depending on the shoot.
Oh my God.
No, being a leading man sucks. Like, it sucks. Yeah, no, I think character actor is the way to go. It's way more fun to me.
Oh, I found the picture of that chick. Hold on.
Yeah, show.
She has glowing blue eyes. I feel like, oh, my camera's gone. Why did oh no, Luna's camera's gone. That's sad. I'll fix that. She has glowing blue eyes. Like, there's no way that doesn't grant something. Like, they have to be for something. I really hope they bring her back. All right. I have to fix my cat cam. What happened to my cat cam? There we go. And cat cam back. Yay. All right. So we're like in the Fallout games, they kind of allude to the stuff that happened in the vault. So they talk about the different experiments, and we've kind of started to see that in last episode, in this episode, more so in this episode. Toward the end of this episode, we'll see the experimentations. Oh, there she goes. The experimentation side of it. So, Ali, in the games, it's much more played up, where like the vaults are obviously not good. Where in the show, as someone who has only played the game, has only seen the show, like, you're finding that out in this episode. Where in the games, it's like it's just kind of a known thing that the vaults were just all fucked up experiments, like that they did on people.
Yeah,
on everyone in the vault.
Yeah, they're
What's
vaults.
up?
They're like fucked up vaults.
Oh yeah, they're all of the vaults are fucked up, except the good vaults, the ones that the rich people and the administrators and like the people that ran Vault-Tec and the other corporate people went into.
Yeah.
Like they had they had one vault where it was just a clone of a guy named Gary, and it was the entire population of that vault was the Gary vault, and it was just all that one guy. They had all different kinds of ones. Like some of them were horrible though. Like we only give them enough food for 50% of the population to live, and like things like that.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. And they're just starting to get into that in this episode where you see with the mutant type experimentations, which is for those who, if there's anyone who's watching right now that hasn't seen this episode, which is kind of weird because it's the rewatch and we're spoiling it.
Don't do that.
The end of this episode is a little graphic, so just be forewarned for that. It was
on my most recent rewatch. I just binged like the latter half of the season before last week, and so I'm a little fuzzy on where this one ends, but I think I know what you're talking about.
They show some of the experimentation, like she stumbles upon
she's down in the
she stumbles upon a recording of one of the experimentation. So I found a list of the different vault experimentations from the games. So this is from Fallout 1. Some of these are all from Fallout 1. One was remain closed for 50 years and house people with radically diverse ideologies and see how they interact with one another.
Oh God.
Remain closed for 200 years and reserve test population for the Enclave if they require test subjects at any time or organ donors. The Enclave is the rich people, by the way.
Right.
The vault door, this one was vault door deliberately designed to not properly close, which would expose the inhabitants to radiation.
Okay. Just a little bit though.
Yeah. So they did horrible experiments to the people in the vaults, which is why his wife is so crazy in this point. Like where she's like, listen, stop messing around.
You don't know what they're doing.
We have to do exactly what they want us to do.
Right, exactly. They do experiments though. I don't understand. Like what's the point of that?
Because people are horrible. Like they're basically the uber rich people of this world. So like they have they know they're going to put people in these vaults and there's billions of people to experiment on. Why not do some experiments? And that's pretty much what they do.
But like why? For science?
For funsies, I guess, and for some of it for science.
Because I'm like, otherwise, I don't know. People suck, but they usually have like a reason for sucking. Do you know what I mean? They usually
in the Fallout universe, 99% of it was just because they're shitty rich people and they just want to do it.
That'll work.
Two of the vaults I was just scrolling and I found two of them. It's vault 68 and 69. 69, by the way, 999 women, 1 man, and 68, 999 men, 1 woman.
Oh, that poor woman.
I would love to be in one particular vault.
Yeah.
And not ever want to be in the other one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's one. Was going to house Boston politicians and other wealthy elites were to live.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it, Skeeter.
Oh, there we go. Well, it's for capitalism. Farmed out.
But anybody's yeah. Whatever your sadistic idea is, we can do that as long as you can pay us for it.
Exactly. Like, oh, you want to finance one of the vaults? Great. Give us, however much money and you can pick whatever you want to do in this vault to, all of these people. This one's kind of funny. Population, 20 men, 10 women, 1 panther. I don't know why that one's funny to me, but it's pretty funny to me. So in this vault, obviously you could see they let people in from the surface, where in her vault, they did not do that. They never even exposed themselves to the surface. In theirs, it was basically like they kind of went back and forth between 31 and 32, but you're starting to kind of realize that some of the people in those vaults were, you know, significantly special people. So, and yeah, obviously we're going to spoil the entire season for this. We've talked about that before. So, like her dad is somebody that, like, we don't know for sure who what he is, whether he's a clone, whether he's the person like frozen and, you know, thawed out, but he was a person in Vault Tech at the time of, you know, the bombs dropping and stuff like that. So we know that Vault 31 and Vault 32 are special in some way. We just don't know how yet for sure. But they somehow did tradings back and forth with them. Oh, there we go. And there's her normal quizzical nature looking into things. I love Chris Parnell. Chris Parnell is so freaking funny.
I was trying to think, what else has he done? I know he's familiar, but I couldn't think of what else he's.
So much stuff.
Everything.
He was in Rick and Morty, like a lot of episodes of Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
but he was in.
I think he voice acts a lot.
He does a lot of voice acting. Yeah, he was in Archer, Rick and Morty.
Let's see what it is I'm picturing him from.
I'm trying to remember like movies that you would remember him from.
So adorable. What else is this guy in?
Nothing.
Like I've seen him. Really?
Like he really has not been in a lot. Like he's been in some stuff, but not a lot of stuff. Like. I'm trying to like let me just look him up on IMDb. He hasn't he really has only been in like 10 or 15 things that have made big. Like he has 20 credits on IMDb and most of them are nothing.
Graduated from Juilliard.
He's a great actor though. I'm really, really enjoying him a lot. I hope he does a lot more.
Oh shit. Hold on. No, he's got a huge career. Wait.
No, he's only in 23 things.
Wait, was he in the original The Flick on Broadway?
Oh, you're looking at Broadway stuff. Oh, I was only looking at.
Yeah, no, he's got a big career. He was the original Avery in Annie Baker's the Flick, and he then was nominated.
I was only looking at TV stuff.
Damn. That's
okay.
He appeared in the Broadway revival of Streetcar Named Desire.
So he's a stage actor.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And that's Aaron Moten.
Yeah.
For those who are wondering at home.
So Chris Parnell, the thing I'm thinking of him from is all the episodes of Drunk History. He's done quite a few episodes of Drunk History, which I really enjoy.
I love Drunk History.
It's so fun.
Oh my God, you're 100% correct, Reverse. Like they should. I'm really pissed that they retconned the whole Kang thing. They really should have just recast him, and this guy would be first of all, he looks a lot like whatever the fuck his name was. But he's also, in my opinion, honestly, a better actor. This chick is freaky.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to be alone with her.
No, she pulls off creepy vibe very, very well. When I looked her up earlier, the interesting thing I saw about her is she directed a few episodes of, I think, a handful of episodes of Only Murders in the Building, which is one of my favorite shows.
Love it.
What do you mean when you say hot shower? Exactly.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine a life where there's not hot showers. I have grown up with a lot of privilege.
Die. I would literally.
That is my safe place. I could not.
Not only does he not get hot showers, he didn't know what it was.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Do they have showers? Do we think?
They might not.
I don't.
They might just bathe in a river or some shit.
Well, God, to him, it probably sounds like something violent. Like maybe, he's gonna burn him or something.
Just how hot is this shower?
It's gonna be pretty hot in a second, actually. Oh my god, this another great
Caviar. I'm like looking at all the snacks.
sugar bombs. Everything is atomic related or war related.
Champagne.
The Nuka-Cola is the big thing in Fallout. Like that's the big lore piece of like the little bits and bobs that are around. Mainly because in the Fallout universe they use caps as money, and they're specifically Nuka-Cola caps, like the caps that go in the bottle.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I love the music in this show too. Like I don't know why I enjoy like the 1950s jazzy type
Oh, it's great.
rhythm and
Because
blues
it's
music,
great.
like, but I really
Just makes
enjoy
you
it a lot.
happy.
It
No,
does.
I love 1950s music. I do. I
Mhm.
think it's some of our best stuff. It's just like it's just nice. You know, you're just in a good mood when you listen to it.
He's got slippers. There we go. Now you can get a good look at them. And they all have our little fun Fallout Pip-Boy on them.
Okay, this is my hot take. But if I got caviar, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Not a fan of caviar.
oh, okay.
I'm not a fan either. I've only had it once, but I was like, that's enough.
I mean, if you put it on other stuff to a point where you can't really taste it, then it's all right.
But then
But
why?
I'm like, well, then I might as well just have the cracker.
Exactly.
I might as well have all the stuff I like without it on.
Though I did
I'm not a
in
rogue
Scotland, I
person.
had haggis, and haggis was delicious.
Ooh, no.
It was delicious.
I'll try it.
I
But I don't eat mammals, so I won't eat haggis. I don't eat mammals.
That's fair.
Yeah, that sounds like the douchiest way to put that, but it's the only way to really succinctly say what it is I will and won't eat.
That's fair.
Shady Sands was an inside job.
She also sees the new California Republic flag there,
Yep.
which
New
is like
California Republic created. Shady Sands becomes the capital.
There's a lot of-
Shady
In the
Sands.
fall.
mm-hmm.
I forget who did it. That was like a shocking thing.
We don't really know for sure. I don't think. It's not fresh in my brain.
There was like a shocking thing about that revelation, though.
In the games, they did it.
Who?
Vault-Tec.
Okay.
Like
'Cause they
they're
got
the
threats.
ones that did it.
Okay, but I remember Maximus was discovered there, right? Like the guys came in and like took care of him. Wasn't there some big thing about
I don't remember in the last episode, to
what
be perfectly
happened?
honest with you.
I thought there was.
Who's responsible for the bombing of the Shady Hills? That's what we're talking about.
Don't do that.
Haggis is very good. I've had it a couple
Hank.
of times. The
Yeah,
one
Hank
time I
was
had it in the States.
responsible for the bombing.
Who was?
Lucy's dad.
Oh, Lucy's dad. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
He
her
pressed
mom
the
took
button.
her away. So he did it to punish her
He did.
because men would rather blow up a city than go to therapy.
Not just blow up a city, nuke.
Nuke a city.
Yeah. He's a really good villain too. What's his name?
Yeah, he's been a villain in so many things. I love it for him. He was a villain. The first time I remember seeing him was in Desperate Housewives. He played Bree's creepy husband Orson.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
I forgot
Bree's
about
creepy
that.
husband Orson.
I forgot. I watched Desperate Housewives when I used
Man,
to
I
cut
loved
school.
that show.
I loved that show, and I remember him from that. And then I've seen him so many places since then. and he's always the creepiest man ever. I think he was also in Sex and the City, I want to say. As like, I think he dated Miranda. I want to say.
I don't remember. Kyle. Oh, wow. I can't even say his last name.
Kyle McLaughlin.
McLaughlin. Yeah. Wow. I could not say it in the way it's because it is not the way it's spelt is too weird for my brain.
Oh, interesting. He plays Riley's father in the Inside Out series. That's cool.
Oh, cute.
My first thing that I go to him is Dune.
Yeah, I never saw the original Dune.
Not great. I'm gonna that's my hot take. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with me, but it's not great. It's not a great film. I did not enjoy
He's
it.
married to Charlotte. Yeah.
Yep.
Trey McDougal.
Yeah.
He always plays a very good villain, though, or at least a good dick. Like
he
definitely
used to date Laura Dern. My favorite. Dang, he's dated some amazing people. Linda Evangelista.
Oh my god.
Did he say this guy's name yet? I forgot.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say. Yeah, he said it
And
already.
he was
His
in
name.
Sex in the City. I knew it.
Who? Yeah, didn't she just say who he was? Who was he in Sex in the City?
Trey McDougal.
Trey McDougal.
Oh, yeah, you just said
That's
that.
right.
Okay.
You said that. I'm sorry. He was in Sister of the Traveling Pants too.
I saw the first one. I'm not sure. I'm not.
Yeah, I didn't see the second one.
My friend Rob and I went to the movie theater on a day that we cut school, and the only movie there we went to see was Sister of the Traveling Pants, and we watched it. It was actually not a bad movie.
And yeah, he was in How I Met Your Mother. Saw him in that.
Talk about a writing fail. That final season of that show.
There you go. He was Charlotte's first husband. I haven't watched that show in a while.
With
I never
a
watched
crazy mother-in-law. I am part of the way through like a personal rewatch of that because I wanted to watch the new series. Or newer, not new, newer.
I loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Skeeter. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a good movie. I mean, a good show. I enjoyed it. And he was a creep in that, too.
Who?
McLaughlin. This guy's name is a reference to Dukes of Hazzard. He plays almost the exact same character as the guy from Dukes of Hazzard. I forgot his name. But when I was reading an article about this episode, that's what I saw that, and then I went and checked, and his name is Sorrel Book or something like that, and in Dukes of Hazzard, his name is Booker. Same name, Sorrel, but Booker, and thus he's Book. Yeah, Boss Hog. He looks like dead inside when he's shooting them. He's just got a blank stare. He's completely just dead inside when he does that. This is the other actor in the show that I absolutely adore.
Who? Which one?
Well, no. Do we get the flashback now? Sharita Chowdhury. Yeah, we're getting it now. She plays Lee Moldova, the woman that we're about to see.
Gotcha.
And the one that he just pulled the wanted poster off of. She is fantastic.
She's great. She's also in the new Sex and the City.
Is she? I
Because
didn't know.
everybody's in Sex and the City. Forget what it's called. It's not called And There We Go, or I forget what the new what it's called.
Who knows? And now the fun begins. Or really not so much. I mean, Maximus called it out right in the beginning pretty well. He said, "This place is a cult," and he got it.
He's
right.
not wrong. Yeah, this was. I did not. I was like, "What is happening? What are they doing?" And then they all stripped down. I was like, "Oh,
That's happening now.
this is what we're doing."
Not entirely weird that he's meeting her in a church. The thing that I like that this show does specifically, and Game of Thrones actually did it too, now that I'm thinking about it, is they really I love when shows introduce characters to you, like here are the good guys and here are the bad guys, except not really. Like I love when they do that.
She
Is Luna
stuck around
drinking water?
so much longer
Sorry.
than I would. As soon as they were shushing, I'd be out. I don't
Luna
stick around
drinking
for this
water.
bullshit.
It's not the nudity reversed. It's the chanting and the things that went along with it, not the nudity specifically.
You know what?
The ritual.
I probably would have stuck around for the shushing, but the minute the boobs came out, I'd be out.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, I don't do that.
Like, what's going on? Here.
I don't get it.
Crystal, just for you.
Stuff.
I know, it's so cute.
Yep, this would be the minute I'm gone. I'd be like, nope, out. Nope, gone.
Little much. Where they lost me is when they started drinking the blood. That's when they lost me.
Yeah, that's fair. But she's still just kind of like, okay, like.
She's like, I don't wanna harsh on people's stuff. Like everyone to each their own.
She's following that golden rule still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's Mrs. Creeper there, right in the forefront. Where's the spilling of the blood? It'll come in a second. I love how she's like, okay, I'll just paint my face.
Correct. 100%.
Such a good actress.
Kink ask why. I love how she's just like, all right, I guess I'll just put some ashes on my face. Sure, why not?
I mean,
until they're like, oh, wait a minute.
Show with it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell no. Oh, that's disgusting.
That's the part. That's where they lost me.
That's where they lost you?
Yeah, I would have been gone prior to that.
That's where they lost you?
Listen, I would have been Birdie. I would have been standing in the back and like, you guys
have
a great time. That's cool. And then right after they started drinking blood, as I would have been
I have no tolerance for cold shit. I have none. Like,
nope.
I would have been giggling at this. I've been like,
oh yeah,
we're out.
I would have been a little creeped out. But I would have just been standing in the back like, all right, these people are a little crazy, but whatever. And then when the blood came out, I would have been like, all right, peace. I'm done. We got to go.
Hell no. Out. I feel like now that we know her, she would be like, this is too much, y'all. It's not what I want from you.
Titus. Yeah, I love this. He's like, what? I'm just in my robe with my champagne.
He's me for real.
My caviar.
He has such Taurus energy.
For real. You want to make my cock explode now? He's so ridiculous. He's so ridiculous.
A little weird, but it's fine.
He's like he's like a child. He's like a child. It's so weird. And you know what?
He certainly makes irrational decisions like a child. So spur of the moment, impulsive.
Very impulsive, but he also then like immediately lies about it in such an obvious way that's like obviously like you're lying like so poorly, just like a child. He's probably drunk, like he drank the whole bottle of champagne.
He's definitely drunk. Yep.
He's drunk and high on sugar.
Yeah, if you think about it, that guy's never had sugar in his life.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably bouncing off the freaking walls.
Oh God.
Plus,
Cat.
I don't know. Have you ever had really good food after not having really good food for a while?
I mean, like he probably ate gruel forever. There you go. I hate and love when this cat does this. He just hangs his head over the side
He's so cute, though.
The bed of his little bed. I just want to stare at him all day. There you go. All right, here we go. This is the gross. This is like really fucked up part.
Oh yeah. No, I can't watch this. Too freaky.
Yeah.
So
we also get to see our little axolotl friend again.
Oh.
A little axolotl friend. The murder axolotl.
Yeah.
My film teacher would be like, that shot is a metaphor for the birth canal.
She wouldn't be wrong. She wouldn't be wrong in this part.
I was saying that's what she would be like. She'd be like, she's being birthed into knowledge.
And literally.
Oh, they were freaky.
Okay, my toxic trait is I'd try to pet it.
They are very, very cute, like the real ones. Like, look at him, little guy.
They are adorable.
Oh God, I saw one in real life at the aquarium recently. I was so excited.
If anyone needs like a brain.
Hello.
Oh, what's up, Roof Mistress? Hello.
Hello.
I looked into trying to get one as like a pet, and apparently they're incredibly difficult to keep as pets, and also like 9 times out of 10, like 50% of them die in travel to like pet stores, and like it's bad because like they're so temperamental to temperature changes and everything. So
oh God, yeah, this is awful.
Yeah, this part's awful. This part's just horrible. And apparently that's how we got giant axolotls, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
I'm just like, was there no other way?
And then they eat you.
Like the different shows lately have just been traumatizing me with these scenes. I'm just like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what's in the water with writers lately being like, let's write a traumatizing birth scene. But there have been so many lately. And I'm just like, do we want the population to happen? Like, do we want more people?
Yeah.
Oh
well,
God.
they're
not selling me on this whole childbirth thing. I will tell you that.
It really isn't much better than that. So don't.
This is also our first look at cryogenically freezing people in this universe too. This episode
cryogenically frozen is so scary.
Yeah. This episode does a really good job to do this, by the way. Like just make everybody hate Vault-Tec and be terrified of Vault-Tec at the same time.
I'm gonna ask a question. I can't remember if this was answered. Where do they get these women from? Like, are they women in this community?
I assume it's people from the I don't know.
Yeah, don't forget they take people from the surface too.
That's what I assumed. It was the people they rescued or invited in.
Oh, it's Nose Forehead Man.
I would rather have an extra eyeball on the side of my head, personally.
I was worried one of you might have gotten out. That's what he said.
So that's happened before. I
wonder if that's alluding to something. And that seems to be a pregnant woman that's in there. So I wonder.
Oh yeah, no, they're all pregnant women.
I
Yeah,
wonder.
they're all
If,
pregnant women. So that's my question. Is like clearly some of the surface people like walk around and hang out with them, right? Clearly, because they
maybe.
make racist jokes about them and stuff. And that's where they get all their like, you know.
In all honesty, I'm pretty sure.
Right?
Well, I'm pretty sure that that's a front because really, the cult is the one that runs this vault and not Mr. Cyclops guy.
Yeah.
Right, but isn't that where they get all that weird stuff from? Like, isn't that why he has one eye?
I don't like. I'm sure they experiment on him, but she is the real overseer of this vault, not the Cyclops guy. 100%. And then there he is, just chilling, eating some popcorn.
He's me for real.
Watching TV, living his best life.
Like, this is why we don't go exploring. This is why we don't go exploring.
Fuck. This episode was rough. Fiddlesticks. I fucking love the juxtaposition of the music and like the set design of everything. It's just so good. Like every part of this show has been so great. Like I love how they jump between things and juxtapose like horrible things happening with the 50s music and the lighting and like popping of the colors of the vault. It's just so good. I'm not sure who like how the idea to do Fallout the way they did it started, whether it was someone like that was a fan of Fallout or like they showed it to the people and like this is how they chose to shoot it, but just absolutely genius. Did Fallout win any Emmys?
I haven't finished watching. I recorded the whole thing because I love both Eugene and Dan Levy, but I did not get to finish it last night, so I don't know. I haven't looked yet.
Can I share?
Please do. It's fine.
Wait, hold on.
Outstanding fantasy sci-fi costumes, outstanding stunt coordination, outstanding production design.
Is this nominated for or won?
Nominated.
Did Fallout win?
It was nominated for a whole shit ton.
Did not win.
Outstanding lead actor in a drama series.
Shogun swept everything. Shogun swept everything.
Yeah, it was nominated for everything that Shogun was also nominated for.
And so that.
So it was just a bad day to be nominated for anything. What?
It won one, and it's so apropos that it won one. That it is the winner of the one. Outstanding music.
Oh.
No.
That works.
I totally support that. But it was nominated for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 16 Emmy nominations.
What was it nominated under? We talked about this.
A drama. It's a drama.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is also very funny.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of representation for fantasy and like that kind of stuff is annoying. Yay! It's a Gus.
Ew.
Hi, Gus.
Hello.
Oh wait, look. We found you.
Found me.
We found you.
Yeah, I remember
Looking
that.
good there.
Yeah.
Years ago.
I was commenting on your beautiful clavicles.
Thank you.
Got
Thank
good
you. I
claps.
still have them. They're right here.
He's got good claps.
Yeah.
I've always said.
I like them. I'm fond. You know, they haven't changed much. I broke one of them once, but
Oh.
I'm doing that.
What was your rehearsal for it this evening?
it's for a scene for a class I'm doing. So
that's fun.
a big, very elaborate and involved scene with a bunch of fighting in it. So had to choreograph that, which takes a lot of energy.
So you should tell them about your play.
I'm doing a play.
He's the lead in a play.
It's a 2-person play. It's in Los Angeles from October 4th through October 20th. It's called Phoenix, and it's it's called Phoenix. It takes place in Phoenix, but we're doing it in Los Angeles. Some people were confused the first time we did it, and they were like, "Oh, I would have seen your play, but it was in Phoenix." And I
That's
was
not
like,
true.
no, it's called Phoenix.
It's in Los Angeles. It's called Phoenix.
Yeah. So
You're hilarious. Well, I'm excited for you, and I
Me too.
hope we talked in Prague, but I might get to go out and see it depending on when we get out to LA. So I hope I get to go out and see it.
Fingers crossed. I'll save a seat for you. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you very much. Hello.
There's some question as to why The Bear is considered a comedy in Hollywood. I can answer that question.
It's 30 minutes long.
Shoot.
Because it's 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
And historically, and
Oh.
stuff hasn't caught up to the fact that this has changed. Historically, a comedy is always 30 minutes long and a drama is always 60 minutes long. Nowadays, that's not necessarily the case anymore. And there's a lot of blending of that boundary, but award shows tend to be kind of behind the trends in that way. And so they have not caught up to the fact that just because The Bear is 30 minutes long doesn't mean it's a comedy.
Okay.
And so that's why it keeps getting nominated for best comedy. And everyone else in Hollywood thinks it's as annoying as you do. Everyone else is like, no. But that's why. It's because historically they haven't switched the wording to like best half hour, best hour, or just kept it that and then like opened up the fact that it can be 60. But yeah.
I thought it was just all the old timers there still just having hate for anything that's changing or new.
You know, I don't know how much of it. I think that things evolve slowly from the top in pretty much any industry, right? It's like things start to change and it kind of like trickles upward rather slowly. And I think that's why I don't know that. I mean, I guess it depends, but like it's certainly true in Hollywood that things tend to be non-mainstream until they are, right? Things tend to be counterculture until they're culture, right? Because it's like cool to be counterculture and then it slowly grows to being everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's like kind of what's happening with this stuff is it's like, you know, some shows are breaking that mold slowly but surely in terms of like since TV happened, comedy was always half hour and drama was always hour long. And then now it's like, but why? And yes, slowly kind of.
Because one is highbrow and one is lowbrow.
Carefully about word choice intensifies. I'm like, I'm very aware that I'm being recorded.
I feel like a lot of the
not, you know, it's just things being slow to adapt to the fact that like that kind of stuff is changing.
That's fair.
But everyone thinks it's as ridiculous and funny as you do. Believe me, like every time The Bear gets nominated for best comedy, screenwriting Twitter pops off and is like, and the memes are great.
The view of certain things being highbrow and certain things being lowbrow are also frustrating for that as well.
Yeah.
Anywho, so since what we usually do at the end of our episodes is the interviews, but since Ali has already done the interview, we kind of set the precedent of playing a little word association game with our guest of this week. So we did it. The first person we did it with was who did we do it with? I forgot.
It was Wine Spring, I think, right?
Wine Spring. Yeah, Wine Spring Cafe was the first one that we did it with. Unless we do have a Gus there. So unless Gus wants to participate.
Let me finish my spring roll.
Yeah, man. So I don't know if Gus saw when we were doing it before, but we did Gus, we've been doing, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yay. Okay, so Gus, I grew up loving Inside the Actor Studio. So I was wanting to throw the episode back to the guest at the end of the episode and I was looking up different interview styles and things like that. And the first thing that popped in my head was Inside the Actor Studio and the 10-question thing that James Lipton would do at the end of each episode with all the actors that he had in on the show. So we started doing our own little version of that here. And Ali already has done the answers, but you have not. So
That's true.
would you like to be our next
I would love to. Do I
interviewee?
have to know what episode of TV we watched? Because I haven't seen it
No.
yet.
No.
No.
No,
This is
it
all
has
about
nothing to
you.
do with that.
Oh, sure. Do I
It's
have
just-
30
it's-
seconds to inhale this spring roll?
Go
or do I need to put it
quickly.
down?
Inhale.
No. Go finish it, and we'll do our little
Wait,
setup.
reverse
and
BLT. How did you know that Gus broke his clavicle?
He
Because he
a
said
second
it.
ago.
He said he
Oh.
broke one.
How did you break that? I know you broke your nose.
Fell off a guy's shoulder.
Oh, he fell off a guy's shoulders when he was 6.
Okay.
I forgot because I know he broke his nose because he got kicked in the face during stage combat.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
That's
and the other time was
I
And-
headbutted a pool table by accident.
he headbutted a pool table by accident, and then
Mm.
another
He'll do it every
time,
time.
he also broke his knee playing laser tag.
Yup, and I broke my wrist.
And you broke your wrist playing laser tag?
No, broke my wrist backstage at a play.
Oh, that's right. What's with you in plays?
I don't know. I'm not very
He's-
sporty. I've broken a lot of bones.
He's in
I've
them a lot.
not broken
So-
a single
Keep
bone
it up.
that I know of.
All of the
That
bones
you
I
are
broke
aware
are
of.
fingers.
Well, except a
And
tooth.
toes.
Does that count? It is.
Yes, that's a
technically
bone.
Oh, I chipped a tooth at
There you
acting
go.
class.
Close enough.
It's also your teeth are, fun fact, the only bones that you clean.
That's true.
Oh
Hmm,
yeah.
The
Interesting.
rest of them are all in
That's
in
crazy.
there. Kind of hard to
Yeah.
clean.
Okay.
That's kind of.
So here you go, Gus. Here, this
Yeah,
is.
no,
I prepared a thing for you just in case because I wasn't sure if you were going to be here. Hold on.
Excellent. Oh, I'm honored.
Wow. You're famous.
Professional.
But
Look at me,
also,
Last minute and get a special banner.
exactly.
No, you didn't
It's
do
because
any
we
of the
love you
work.
so much.
Shit.
You do any of the work, and you're getting.
I was
interviewed.
out back getting fake punched.
Oh, I guess
And it's Allie's episode too. She was the one that was here for the whole episode.
I know. No, it's okay. I've already done the interview.
It's true. So, like I said, if for anyone who hasn't watched it, James Lipton, Inside the Actor Studio, he would ask the same 10 questions. So the first few questions that we ask are just his like questions, except for the very first one. And then we kind of deviate off them, and I kind of took them and made them more fantasy and nerdy and fun for our audience. Crystal, do you have them, or should I send them to you so that we can?
Oh, I have them. Yeah.
Okay.
I know
cool.
most
was
of
gonna
them in order now anyway.
Yeah, me too. All right, so okay, so the very first one is kind of a thing that we've started here at Dragonmount doing
Did
with
we-
all of our interviews. What?
Hold on. Did we ask Allie this one? I don't think we
Oh,
have
that's
this
true.
question.
I don't think she
You,
was.
you
she
need to
was here
answer
for that
the first
so-
one too.
Yeah, so both of you can answer this first one.
Yeah.
What is your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, iguanodon.
I've always liked
Ooh.
pterodactyls. That's kind of an easy answer, but I like pterodactyls. I think it's because my favorite one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon was, oh God, what was
Oh,
Aerodactyl? I think it's just Aerodactyl,
pterodactyl. Yep.
which is just a pterodactyl.
With
So-
like a dragon head. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one in Scyther. Not relevant to the conversation though.
That's fantastic.
Uh,
Iguanodon is really cool too. That's a cool answer. I like that.
Iguanodon. I did my second grade dinosaur project on iguanodons, and they're really good parents. And for that, I
Aw.
like them.
That's interesting. Hold on, I
Yeah,
got a
they were
picture of it.
better
I think
parents.
everyone knows what a pterodactyl looks like, but this is an iguanodon.
Yes. Oh, look at their weird long arms.
And they got cool
Those are-
thumb things. I
Yeah.
like that about them.
And weird beaks. They have like beaky type things. That's really
Mhm.
interesting.
But they were like really
Interesting.
good. Their parental investment was one of the highest of the dinosaurs, and so
That's
I like that
interesting.
about them. So it made me feel like, oh, they love their family. Anyway,
That's fun. I also love that
That's-
both of you had those answers ready immediately. That's fantastic.
Uh-oh.
We're the
No,
kind
I'm
of people
saying
that know what their favorite
pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs.
Oh, you know what I mean when I say
What?
dinosaur.
My
Hush your
bad.
face.
I'm still gonna say it because they're cool.
Yeah,
They're
you
from
know,
the
you
same period.
we're not in a archaeology class right here.
I acknowledge that I am wrong, and I accept
Sorry.
Can I say my second favorite?
Yes,
Yeah.
Triceratops.
that was gonna be mine.
Aw.
that was also Guy's favorite, by the way. If anyone wants to check it out, I did do the 10 questions with Guy. They are over on the Dragon Mount YouTube.
That's
You should
fun.
check it out.
Yeah, that was a really fun video. So for you, Gus, what is your favorite word?
It changes depending on the day. Lately, it's palimpsest.
Palimpsest.
Palimpsest. Yes.
Okay, what's that?
Palimpsest is if you've seen The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
That scene where the guy writes the thing on the pad of paper, and then he tears the paper and he runs off, and the dude runs over, and he like sketches on the paper to try to see what the guy wrote.
Yeah.
That piece of paper that he sketches on is a palimpsest. A palimpsest is something that contains an impression of something that came before it.
Okay, that's cool.
Usually it's
Whoa.
Why? Like,
Or that
you know what?
Word was
I love it. That's fantastic.
Apotheosis was also good.
Apotheosis was also for a long time his favorite word.
Okay. And what is your least favorite word?
You know, I try not to dislike words too much, but if I had to get right out the gate, I would say something like membranous.
That is okay.
Yeah, no, wait, what was
Chitinous.
it? Chitinous. It's chitinous.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I
I was
forgot.
like, it's chitinous.
It's chitinous.
I know this about you.
I had forgotten.
Why, you don't like bugs built-in armor?
I like it, but I don't like thinking about it as chitinous. And I think that's from like video games and fantasy things where it talks about
it is.
chitinous material and it's
Yeah.
I don't like chitin.
Okay.
Doesn't
Okay.
feel right. Doesn't
Yeah,
sound
because
right.
it fills him with dread.
It makes me feel
Because
uncomfortable.
it's never good to run into an enemy
That's
with
chitinous. You don't want
It's
to
never a
encounter
good
something
thing.
chitinous in the world.
You don't want to run into somebody with chitin armor. It's
No,
always a strong armor.
There was this one time there was a tick in my bathroom, not here, and I had to squish the tick because you can't fix alive. And this might be gross or too much information, but I wrapped it in toilet paper and I tried to squish it, and it took a very long time before it finally squished. And from that day forward, I hated chitin.
Yep. They are ridiculously strong. Like their bodies are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's
What is
terrifying.
an everyday sound that you love?
An everyday sound that I love: sprinklers, like the sprinklers.
Not your wife's voice.
Wow.
Not a sound that everybody.
Wow.
Hey,
I would
good
call that
people
a sound
listening, go.
that I am blessed to have in my life.
It should be an everyday sound that everyone knows.
So what's an everyday sound that you hate?
An everyday sound that I hate: very specific kinds of chewing. Most chewing is fine, but like my former roommate eating falafel bowls with his jaw clicking.
Wait, which roommate?
Eating falafel bowls with his jaw clicking. There was something about the wetness of the hummus and the falafel combined with the sound of his
I just
teeth
got goosebumps.
and the jaw going, and it was like wet and clicky and bad. And maybe it's because it made me feel like there was something chitinous involved. I don't know. It could be. Perhaps my dislike of this is a palimpsest of my dislike of the word.
Perfection.
We'll have
Perfection.
to wait and find out.
You've made an impression on me, at least.
I realize that's not an everyday sound at all.
He's a performer.
But
chewing. I got you.
Yeah,
I'm also there.
No mushrooms? Absolutely no mushrooms. I hate mushrooms.
Really? Okay.
That's just, well, can I share?
Is it a texture thing?
It's a long story. Basically, it's
He's-
weird stuff that happened in my childhood. Doesn't really matter.
He's afraid.
I have a phobia
He has
of
a phobia.
mushrooms.
Okay.
Because of something my mother said when I was 2. I can eat them. I'm fine. They skeeze me out a little bit.
That's
them
fair.
growing just willy nilly.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
like
fair.
if we run into one on the street, it.
I
freaks me
don't
out.
like it.
Walk to the other side of the street.
When I was 10, yes.
I won't show you my mushroom farm that I don't have one.
Please, God.
Yeah.
I don't have
Actually,
one.
he took a picture of a mushroom farm at Whole Foods one time and sent it to me. This was early on after I had found out that he's afraid of mushrooms. And he goes, "Who would do such a thing?"
Yes, I can watch The Last of Us because I've grown and I've worked on myself. And if I know they're coming, it's fine. I just don't want to be.
It's just when they surprise you. Okay.
He doesn't. Yes, he doesn't like. And we each have our own phobias. And so when we pass a mushroom that's growing on the ground, I give it one of these little fisticuffs to let it know that I mean business for him.
That's fantastic.
Little
It's
fisticuffs.
very sweet.
And he does that for me with Birds of Paradise, the flower.
Yeah.
They skeeze me out so much. I can't handle them because they look like the little dinosaurs in Jurassic
do.
Park that eat you.
They do.
They
I had one in front of my
do.
house in my old
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, they freak me out. I don't like
I
them.
had like a 20-foot tall one in front of my old house.
Yeah.
Okay. So these next couple of questions are not targeted at you. They're basically like in general. So like this isn't for you specifically. In general, what fictional character do you think would make the best partner or spouse?
Oh, partner or
Oh, I already know.
Yeah.
I already know what you're gonna say.
well, I'm on the spot, so I'm forgetting every character in every book that I've ever read.
I'm
Doesn't
confident.
have to be a book, could be anything.
What you would say.
What's the franchise that I can't think of right now? Where it's from?
Oh my god, why am I forgetting what
See?
Baldur's Gate.
See? Oh, Shadowheart?
Yeah.
No.
You love her.
I do, but not the same way.
Well, I would said Gale.
Well, yeah, of course he would say Gale. Gale is
I'm in
probably
love
the
with
correct answer, actually.
Yeah, Gale would
No,
make a good
no, no,
partner.
no. Who am I
Shadowheart
kidding?
wouldn't be good.
It's Peeta Malark.
Oh, Gus loves
Oh.
Peter Malark.
Peeta
Gus
Malark.
loves Peter Malark. Gus will throw hands for Peter Malark. He is
Okay.
obsessed with Peter
From the
Malark.
Hunger Games. That's
From
the
Hunger
answer.
Games.
He's a good
Best-
person.
Yeah. Doesn't have to when he's an adult, obviously. But
Yeah.
you know, the best
I
like,
forgot that you love. Wait, show them your sweatshirt.
I can get my sweatshirt.
Okay, Gus has to show you his sweatshirt now. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Is it a Peeta Malark sweatshirt?
We bought Gus a very important sweatshirt that you all need to see because of his love
I'm
of Peter
excited.
Malark.
So basically, Gus just loves Perrin because that's pretty much who Peeta is.
Aw.
Well,
In
Gus is Perrin. Gus is Peter Malark. Gus loves himself.
That's fantastic. hey, listen, that's a great step because some of us don't.
Gus loves PETA. No, Gus is a PETA stan.
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
My God. That is amazing.
He gets
That's
so many
hilarious.
compliments on it.
People see it and they're like, oh, and then they look again and they're like, what? And then they look again and they go, oh, that's great.
Gus
That's
loves
wonderful.
PETA.
I love PETA.
Loves PETA.
Okay, so who would make the worst partner or
Gawain
spouse?
Tricand.
Um,
Sorry, it's not hard. That's an easy answer, I'm sure. But, you know,
yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
it's Gawain.
I'm sorry.
The lack of hesitation on your part
Yeah,
was
just
The
brutal.
speed. It was the
swift.
speed.
Yeah.
She didn't even-
He's thought about this a lot.
Gawain. It's Gawain. Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't say Gale. What is Gawain though, if not Gale coded?
Yeah, that's fair.
He's similar to, but worse.
But he's like the worst parts of Gale.
Mhm.
It's true because Gale had some points.
Yeah. Now we
Gale
need
just
to
went too
clarify.
far.
We need to clarify. There's two Gales that we're talking about. The good Gale is the Gale from Baldur's Gate,
My husband,
who is a wizard who has a cat.
who is just Gus in Baldur's Gate.
And the bad Gale is Gale from the Hunger Games. And I don't want to talk too much spoilers for the
About
Hunger
that
Games
Gale.
in case
Right.
you're one of the 8 people like I was a year ago who had not read it. I hate
Gus
him.
hates Gale so much.
I also
Yeah.
hate him.
And like before, like some of the reasons why most people hate
I
Gale.
hated Gale out of the gate.
Like
I hated Gale from,
immediately
like,
hated that guy.
Chapter 4.
Me too.
Like I
Wow.
tried to gaslight him
Oh.
away from
Oh
that,
my
and
God,
Gus
I
just
hate
was
that
like,
guy
"I
so
hate
much.
this fuck so much." Like immediately, was like he just can't let her be happy,
he
ever.
has to take everything. All right. Is there from any, and I'm not talking about right now, at any point in your life, have you ever had a crush on a fictional character?
Sure.
And who was it?
Shadowheart.
I thought you were gonna say
She is pretty
Shadowheart.
fantastic.
Because she's just Baldur's Gate me.
She's Baldur's Gate
She's
you.
a traumatized bisexual with religious trauma who eventually becomes blonde.
That's a spoiler.
Wow, that's so accurate. And Jennifer English is fantastic. The woman that voiced it. Oh my god.
Performer. Yeah, she was in Elden Ring. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
She voices.
She actually has a few. Anyway.
Yeah, she voices Lieutenant.
She has a few really cool roles.
Yeah, very talented. That whole cast is just over the moon.
Unbelievable.
By the way, just to be clear, when I have a crush on the character, I don't have a crush on the actors. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Of
Clarify.
course.
But no, that whole cast, I follow all of them on TikTok and Twitter, and they're just so funny and they're talented.
Yeah. Neil is amazing.
The actress who plays Lae'zel, Deborah Wild, is obsessed with ranch dressing. She discovered ranch dressing about 8 months ago, and now like half of her content is ranch dressing related.
One of my interests is people from the UK discovering ranch dressing. That's one of my interests.
Yes.
I love watching them fall in love with ranch dressing.
And Doritos.
I love watching British people discover what's good about our food. Like, I'm like, see, you're no better than us. You're no better than us. You just don't have it. It's easy. It's easy to make fun of us when you don't have it.
You're up, Crystal.
Oh, okay. So if you were given the opportunity to assume like any kind of job or vocation in any realm of fiction, like, do you want to be a Jedi? Do you want to be a warder? What would you be and why?
I mean, the job that I'm currently pursuing, which is actor, but that's boring. So
a
Gleeman.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
A bard.
A court bard.
Yeah.
He's
always a bard in everything.
I think
he does. Always a bard.
I do like bards.
But wait. Would you want to be like a court bard, or would you rather more like going to the
errant bard? An errant bard.
Okay.
Traveling
the. I love
You're
it.
like, I don't want to patron.
Town to town. Patronage is cool, but I don't know. You get to explore. You get food.
Plus, then you're not like dependent on the man.
Yeah, it's the Camelin Road, but without the dark friends and poverty and sleeping.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Frolics occasionally.
I think it'd be kind of fun. Bard would be good. Jedi would be good too. Obviously, kind of bard. Bard's safe, you know.
Yeah. No one usually kills the bard. It's unless you make fun of the wrong person.
Yeah, you just gotta know what you're doing.
And then they really kill you. Then they really kill you. Yeah, then they really kill you.
Yeah.
All right, and then
somebody said, how many people in entertainment are autistic? Seriously, many.
Lots.
Yeah.
Many.
Yeah.
Or ADHD.
Is there any specific role like that, a job or a vocation or a group that you would never want to be a part of? From fantasy.
From fantasy.
I mean, any type of fantasy. It could be comic books, could be movies, books, anything you want.
I would not want to be this is tough. Forgive me, my brain is operating on acting world right now, so
I'm you're good, man.
Into having stuff.
There's no wrong answer.
I would not want to be a spy. I would not want to be, like, I'm thinking of Star Trek, I'm thinking of Deep Space Nine, I'm thinking of Section 41 is what it's called. It's like the Starfleet secret intelligence that doesn't exist.
Very stressful.
Very stressful. Very, very gray. Section 31. Thank you. Very conflicting. You know, you have to do a lot of the wrong stuff to do the right stuff. That just seems like too much pressure, too much stress for me.
That's a lot of stress.
Yeah, and spies never last very long. I read Assassin's Apprentice recently. Great book. I really enjoyed it. And that whole thing was just mad stressful. and he's not really a spy; he's an assassin. But I'm like, nobody's having a good time in this book. Everybody's having a terrible time.
Unless you're Denzel Washington in The Equalizer, then you can retire apparently,
or James
and just
Bond.
still be awesome.
But you recently read and I read years ago Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Mm.
And I've read a couple of the John le Carré novels, and they are beautiful. Very
I
well
read
written.
that after the movie came out.
Yeah, they're great, really well written, really good books. They are not exactly thrilling.
No.
And they are apparently more realistic depictions of spy work compared to Fleming's Bond novels. And I wouldn't call it pulse pounding.
It's stressful. It's very stressful.
Very stressful.
It's very stressful, but it's a lot of reading documents.
Yeah.
Very stressfully reading documents in Tinker Tailor. So a lot of, I was like, they're reading some more documents. And Gus was like, they do a lot of that, which is not a problem. I was just like, it's very different than Ian Fleming's work. They're just very different ideas of what being a spy is.
Yeah, one is the romanticized, like, this is what I would love it to be kind of version, and the other one is a little bit more realistic.
The other one is spies also have to do paperwork, you know, and read documents they don't want to read. Good stuff.
Nice. Okay, so the last one. Is there a specific portrayal of the afterlife from any realm of fiction that you wish could be true?
That's good.
I think I know what you're saying.
You probably don't.
Why?
Ooh.
Is it something I haven't read?
Actually, that book sucked. What was I going to say? I'm not going to say the book now if I just sat down the book.
Well, you could pivot. You could be like, oh, but there was this other thing. That's how you could pivot.
You guys got to forgive me. I am suffering from so much anomia right now. What was I going to say? No, that's boring, man. Are you kidding me?
That's boring, man.
Well, I know, but it just seems like the kind of answer.
So Ali suggested the Elysian Fields, Greek mythology.
Yeah.
My thing about the Elysian Fields and Greek mythology as a whole is it's like you either get totally screwed, right? Everything sucks.
Yeah.
Or you kind of hang out in a field.
Which is boring.
Which is fine, but I wouldn't exactly call it like
probably a really good field though.
I'm sure it's a great field.
Yeah,
but what if you're allergic? What if you have hay
that's
fever?
true of me. Actually,
you know?
That sounds awful.
What if things
also eternity is a long time.
don't really fly?
That's my thing about a lot of like mythos about what happens after you die. That's like eternity is a long time.
Honestly, my answer might be Discworld.
It's called tailgating.
My answer might be Discworld because in Discworld, the death shows up. He's a 7-foot tall skeleton, and he doesn't actually know what happens afterwards. It's kind of based on whatever you think. So, like, if you think you're going to get reincarnated, you get reincarnated. If you think you were a bad person, you're going to suffer forever. You're going to suffer forever. If you think you were, and I'm like, that's not very inclusive.
Wait. But what?
I like that
one. What about if you and your spouse have different ideas?
Well, you got
to get on the same friggin' page.
Yeah. Well, there's a wizard who was like, I don't really want to die. Can I become a tree? And he was like,
sure.
Yes. Okay. But then eventually you're going to have to because, like, that's how this shit works.
Yeah, but then you're a tree and you don't really know. You're not really aware that it's happened because you're a tree.
It's a magic tree.
It's a magic
book.
tree.
It's called Equal Rights.
Discworld is both a great is a great answer, and I love the idea of it being able to be really anything.
It's a cop-out. I acknowledge this.
I feel like this is the equivalent of wishing for more wishes.
I don't care. It's a fiction of death.
It's perfect.
It's fair.
I do appreciate you though. Thanks for coming in. And
I can do something else.
No. That there are no wrong answers. An aside, I usually do send the questions to everybody in advance, so you had no time before.
If they read the email,
but I do that because
I'm sure I didn't.
Well, no, I do. Well, I didn't send them to you because you already did.
It was new.
But the
yeah. No, I mean when I did them. I'm sure
Oh yeah, no, you did. You said
sure
you read them, and you told me one of the answers during the pre-show thing, and I was like, don't tell me.
Oh, I'm so proud of myself for reading that email.
Yes, I was proud of you too.
That was not shade towards you. That was all shade toward me. And
no, I know exactly what you meant.
Read emails recreationally.
No.
You know?
I know exactly what you meant.
Okay,
and funny enough, the one person so far that didn't read the email is the professor that we had, who's also an author on the show. So he was completely taken by surprise by the questions.
Okay, but knowing professors who are authors, that also kind of tracks.
Yeah, it definitely does.
It's like, do you know how many emails I have to read?
Well, thank you so much for partaking in our nonsense, Gus and Ali. I mean, Ali, obviously, but Gus, we kind of threw it on you in the last minute.
Thank you for having me at the last
minute.
You,
both of you are always welcome because I love both of you.
Anytime.
And you're fantastic. And I'm feeling like my withdrawal of Ali and Gus is sated slightly right now from all the time that we get to spend together in MalkirCon, but it's gonna get worse as the weeks go on. But
likewise,
my only reprieve is our guest for next week, and I'm pretty excited about it because it's gonna be Elisa from the One Power Ballad. And if anyone doesn't remember who that is, give me 1 second. I have a video clip prepared to go for that. Yes. The singing maiden herself, Elisa from the One Power Ballad, is going to join us for episode. What are we on? Episode 7?
7.
What is it? The radio. It's the radio. That's the episode. So make sure to come hang out with us next week. And as per always, make sure to go and check out Ali and Gus. When are you guys doing another episode of the podcast?
We drop most Sundays. Lately, we've been trying to do also episodes on Wednesdays because we used to do very long episodes, and now we are doing shorter episodes, and we are trying to do them more frequently. So possibly Wednesday, but certainly by Sunday. Okay, cool. And I shared the link in there, and I'm excited for you because we're getting there. We're getting there. I can't wait for you to finish the series.
I know, we're getting so close.
That's also part of why we've split things up. We're doing one chapter at a time instead of two because we're like, there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. Oh my God.
So much is happening now.
We'd have to do 2-hour episodes every week. And instead we're doing 2 1-hour episodes, which for some reason feels like less work. I don't know why.
And we're supposed to do.
It does.
You're supposed to do season 2 episode.
I am also supposed to do season 2 episode 8 full spoilers chat with Reed and another person. So
it's happening.
It's
gonna happen.
I promise.
All right. I love everyone and especially the two of you, and I can't wait for next week for everyone to get to meet Elisa. And with that, say goodnight, Crystal.
Good night, Crystal.